Hello and welcome to another episode of Generic Fantasy Setting number 17735. This is Season 2, Episode 35, Troubled Water. I'm your Dungeon Master Kelly, and joining me tonight are my four lovely members of the Nothing Ventured Party. Why don't we give it up for them and introduce them, starting with Mars.
Oh, hi, that's me. Hi, I'm Winter. I play Mars, the Tiefling Rogue.
And hello, Christine.
Hi, I'm Christine, and I play Malia Sunsworn, the Dwarven Tempest Cleric of Vela.
Hello.
I will get that right, and it will fall off my tongue easily one day.
You know, this is only episode 58, 59, something like that. Overall, it's fine.
It's not like you're playing other games and have other characters that you have.
Like I have 10 other characters I have to play.
You only have 8 other characters. Stop complaining.
Yes, but then there's at least 10 historically.
That's true. That's fair.
That have not yet died.
Amy.
Hello! Shockingly, it's my turn! Oh my god! Hi, I am Amy, and I am playing Tia Armstrong, the local half-orc druid. Who's
presently far from home.
A little bit, yeah. And,
Did you say local or loco?
I heard yokel.
The yokel. The yokel druid. Hi, I can shapeshift into a snake!
That's what I heard.
I'm in your boot!
I heard loco, and I'm just like, wait a minute.
Loco.
I kind of agree with Mike.
living in the Vida Loca.
Yeah, basically.
Loco.
Living in the Vida Loco.
Yeah, you going loco.
That's weird. Alright, hi Mike.
Hi, everybody!
Hi, Dr. Mike.
I'm Mike. I'm playing Zeno. He's the half-elf ranger in the group.
Half-elf ranger of the group, absolutely. And of course, joining the party is the NPC Farah, who is played by me with a surprisingly ungirly voice that conveys a lot of girliness. I don't really get it,
The
but hey.
sassiest of sasses.
It's sass.
She's
It's
amazing,
sass.
and I don't want to kill her.
Don't.
If you missed the last episode, don't feel
Float
bad.
your destiny.
Because last week we had a bit of a problem with a couple of players being ill, so we didn't have a game last week. So hey, that's fine.
We're back.
I'm having the coffee that's maple bacon right now, and it's not bad. It's not bad.
Not great? Not terrible?
I put a little bit of vanilla in it, and that really made a difference. But yeah, chef. So, that is last session. The characters found themselves in the Feywild, having traipsed into a teleportation circle to escape the collapsing temple of Okandan the Magnificent, an ancient god king that reigned the desert land of Apesh. It is not Bones Coffee. It is Deadly Grounds, which is...
that's different. I thought it was Bones.
Yeah, no, it's... I have a bacon one from them, too, but no, this is a Canadian one. So this is from Toronto.
Ooh, is it German?
I found it at the store, and I was like, "Oh, it had like a picture of a pig in a well with it rubs the maple on its skin written on it," and I was like,
"It's like body butter, but for pig."
I gotta buy it. It's Silence of the Lambs joke. I guess Silence of the Hams. Which actually, if anybody's ever seen that movie, props. Silence of the Hams, that is.
No. When I'm at work, it's always wash your hams.
Wash your hands,
children. Wash your hands. Wash
your hands, children. All right, so last episode, the characters traveled through the Feywild and met up with Lady Marine, the member of the previous iteration of their party's name, who had been in the Feywild for some hundreds of years. Throughout this, the characters explored a bit of the Feywild, learned a little bit of Elven history, learned about a surprising revelation involving dead gods and their divine essences not being obliterated upon death, and how those type of things could be co-opted by enterprising youths. And in addition to that, Zeno discovered that he was part of an ancient heritage of dragon slayers, which he already knew, but made a deal with a quasi-goddess named the Carrion Queen to bring downfall and doom to their party dragon, Farah. And now it has...
Don't do it.
I mean, he got a cool ability out of it, so yeah,
It's
all
true.
Okay, so question. can we just feed the god magic to Farah, and will that fix things?
I mean, she'd probably have to die first.
Damn. Okay, never mind then.
I mean, I can.
Or she might explode. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Most things don't try to drink the god magic because then they explode.
But the idea that the dragons and the gods were like potentially in conflict is the implication. So wouldn't they be, or maybe I'm just reading into things.
Maybe I plotted this a long time in advance and it all works out in the end, but I'm not answering anything.
I'm asking questions. I'm not expecting answers. Just so that the questions are out there and in people's minds.
Oh, like cannot confirm or deny.
Cannot confirm or deny. All right, and with that, you guys ready to play some D&D?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, it feels like it's been forever.
Let's
Let's
roll some
do this.
clicky clacks.
Let's roll some clicky clacks and some thumpy
shiny
thumps.
math rocks.
And I got new clicky clacks.
Oh, and I am going to be destroying the players tonight using my extra life 20-sided dice that I got from our Tabletop Appreciation Day. Thank you to everybody who tuned in and supported us on that. It means a lot to us, and it probably means a lot to those kids who get the $3,000 US that we raised for them. And I also want to say one quick thing, and that is we beat Team Xbox, the official Team Xbox, on our donation. Yeah, we beat Team Xbox, so we basically teabagged them with donations.
But to be
who
fair,
knows if they've passed us since?
why would Team
Not yet,
Xbox-
not as of last week.
Okay, but Team Xbox would not be as potentially as big on the Tabletop Appreciation Weekend as we were because, you know...
My bubble is unburstable, Amy. You can't burst it. I'm on cloud 9, which probably did way better than us raising money, given that they're
No, we're
esports
still
team.
3 spots above them now.
Yeah. Are we still beating St. Joseph's Preparatory School?
I actually don't know because they don't show up on the list of ones that I'm looking at.
Then yes.
I'm watching you. I'm watching you, St. Joe's. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. It was a lot of fun, and this
yes,
episode
we are a
should
lot
be
of spots ahead of them.
yes. This episode should be hitting YouTube roughly at the same time as my edited versions of the Extra Life games. So without further ado, why don't we hop into Dungeons and Dragons? Okay, don't press play on that. That does something weird, Kelly. Now, when last we played, you all had decided to go to bed. You'd had an incredibly long day of traipsing through the Feywild, being hunted by the Wild Hunt, meeting all sorts of strange creatures and strange people from your party's past. And inside of Marine's giant, bigger on the inside tent, you found a couple of bedrooms set up and waiting for guests, which you curled into. The softest beds that you have stayed in, oh God, at least 2 weeks. As you sank into them, dreams came incredibly quickly. Zeno, you entered trance fairly easily, and it seemed like a pretty lovely night. You could hear a fire still burning in the main hall of the tent. And as you drifted off to sleep, there was a sense that everything was going to be okay. Except with you, Zeno, of course. Nothing's ever okay with Zeno.
That's true.
Mars. It seems like you've slept for a full day at this point.
So am I feeling like rather restless?
You're feeling really restful, actually. It's like when you wake up in the middle of the night and are suddenly just aware and awake. Like you have to go to the bathroom, but everything is just fine. You're just 100% awake. And as you sit up in bed and look around for the place where the commode is inside of this tent, you find yourself squinting.
Suspicious.
It's dark.
Even with dark vision?
What dark vision?
What?
You look around. You can see that there's a little bit of a glow coming through the tent walls.
Okay, from outside?
From the main hall, actually. The fire pit.
The fire pit. Okay. Well, I'll get up and I'll use a stealth roll.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a 29.
29. All right, you slip into the shadows. And what do you do? Do you head out into the hall?
Yeah, I want to say, like, what is it, like a glow, like a regular fire, or is it like more of a magic-y colored glow?
The glow is actually a dim and yet very pure violet.
Ooh. I do
You
like
can
the
see
violet.
that there's a fire pit right where it was last night,
Mhm.
glowing with this dark flame, still casting light somehow.
Okay.
And a figure dressed in a hood, sitting with their back to you.
And they're just staring at it?
It looks like they're hooded, wearing a long cloak. It's hard to tell what they're looking at, but they're sitting before the fire like you would.
And no one else is in the room?
No one else is in the room at all, no.
And they're not saying anything, like any chanting or...
Sitting perfectly still. You can't even tell if they're breathing.
I'll walk up, like, just behind them. Still in my stealth mode.
Okay. As you approach, the fire will dim for a moment. A voice will echo through you and through all of the surrounding area.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
And then suddenly, the fire will erupt in blue light.
Oh, no.
That darkens and darkens until it's almost glowing black. The hooded figure in front of you is going to swell and twist and grow, and suddenly, as it rips through the top of the tent dissolves into nothingness, and you find yourself on the dusty stone floor of a cavern, looking up at that immense statue of Nirn, the goddess of darkness.
Some girl. Okay.
The empty pit in her forehead from which you plucked one of her eyes. And as she looms over you, the fire vanishes, replaced only by the glow from one of those stones.
I have the urge to, like, pull out the cluster of stone that I've been collecting.
Okay.
Does
Mars.
anything happen? Like, does it react?
They are glowing incredibly brightly.
Ugh. I like the brightness. Okay.
Marisol,
Ugh. And I'll
it
look
is
around.
not long now. The statue creaks and leans forward. And that's when you notice its mouth is moving. It's not long now. Child. Chin up. The statue leans down and, with one hand that's as large as your body and one finger as wide as your thigh,
Oh, no.
tips your chin up slightly and lowers itself to look you directly in the eye. Soon,
Soon.
soon, all will be one again. You must find her to complete your quest. Find your sister, born from me into you.
Any hints on where she might be?
You are very resourceful.
So is she.
Then let it be a race between the two of you. However, to my favorite daughter, I give you a gift. You can draw from one of my 3 domains. Darkness, magic, or ambition.
Ooh.
Which blessing do you wish for, daughter of darkness,
Ooh. Ooh.
daughter of magic, daughter of avarice?
I don't know, chat. What should I do?
This is a permanent change to your character sheet. So they are all good.
Does this have anything to do about what we were discussing before?
Your level 10 bonus?
No, the other thing.
I don't remember that other thing off the top of my head, but
Here, let me see. I will send you a message.
send me a message very quickly.
I mean, chat has spoken.
That's just blog, though.
Oh, another chat has spoken.
And Stu's arguing, so there we go.
Magic.
Conflict in the chat, yes.
Why
Conflict in the
not all
chat.
three now? Where's the
Yes,
chat?
oh,
there it is.
Because that would be broken as balls.
Oh no!
Oh,
One of those is just Mike.
Yeah, it's true.
There, I sent you the private message.
oh, not necessarily, no. Although you could work that way eventually.
Okay. So what I choose now doesn't hinder what might happen later.
Not even remotely. Basically, out of character, this is going to be a bonus that you get on your sheet, much like Xeno got a special ability last session.
Okay, so far chat is like ambition, magic, darkness.
What
Ask
do
for
you,
all three.
which one of her 3 domains do you think that Mars should lean into?
She does want it all.
She wants it all, and she might get it all by level 20.
So obviously ambition, because she's trying to do it all.
Ambition. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do ambition.
You're gonna
That
do
sounds
ambition.
cool. Because like darkness is it. That's the obvious one that Winter would choose.
Yeah, it's okay.
But ambition sounds like it could be like really useful for things.
Yeah,
so
I
Best be
agree with Amy
Slytherin.
on that. Like, if you get the ambition, then that it might make it easier to get all 3.
exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, she'll look up at the statue and answer back. Ambition.
I knew it all along. Her eyes are going to glow with that dark purple fire. Take what is theirs. Make it your own. And as she says that, you're going to feel your eyes erupt with similar fire and are going to feel this cold flame roll down your body.
Does
And
it feel like
burn.
it's burning?
Oh, it does, actually, but it's not necessarily painful. It's that strange feeling between bliss and pain. And
Ooh.
as you jolt out of bed, you are going to hear the sounds of birds chirping in the distance and realize that you're awake. That was a strange dream, but as you look down, you don't sleep in your gloves, right?
No.
You have strange winding tattoos running along the backs of your hands and over your fingers. Winter, please write down the following bonus that you now have.
Ooh.
Um,
Okay, one second. I got a pencil. Yeah.
as a
Okay,
bonus
so-
action,
Okay.
you can make a contested sleight of hand versus insight check.
Versus insight.
Versus insight of a
Ooh.
creature that you can see within 15 feet. If you succeed, one handheld item of no more than about 10 pounds
Okay.
magically transports to your hand
Oh,
from their possession.
that's cool.
Towards 2. Mm.
This will not violate the sanctity of a bag of holding, but that or anything that is warded against teleportation.
So it could be on their body or like
you could
in
steal
their
someone's
hand.
underwear, you could steal someone's fillings.
Panty thief.
Yeah, you could be the world's greatest panty thief.
If Sam was watching this right now, she'd be like, no.
So,
Okay.
Yes, you may use that once per short or long rest.
So I would be doing the sleight of hand versus your
Insight.
roll.
Yep. And you can grab anything, including something wielded by them, so long as it's no more than 10 pounds. So a lot of magic items, they may have advantage on it if it's like an attuned magic item, for example, because it's,
What would
it's
be the
there.
largest weapon type as like a reference?
Probably a longsword.
Nice. So like a short sword, I can be like, no.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Gib.
You probably couldn't take a warhammer. I think a warhammer is between 8 and 12 pounds, but I don't have that directly in front of me.
Yeah.
You could... The hold of bagging? Steal the hold of bagging. Can you steal the bag of holding? I don't know. Try it.
How much would the bag of holding weigh?
It weighs as much as a bag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So like
that's
That's the
bag.
huge benefit of it,
that's
Yeah.
the point. That's the joke.
is that you can fill it with gold and it won't weigh anymore.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well that's
Alright.
cool. Thanks.
So that is your level 10 bonus. Enjoy.
Very cool.
And as for the tattoos, like what kind of winding does it look like? Because I might do like
It basically
pictures.
looks like... It kind of looks... Have you ever seen Daedric script? From Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, any of those?
if I
Look
look
it
that
up.
up, okay.
So
Daedric.
Daedric, D-A-E-D-R-I-C. That type of almost pseudo-tribal, but more harsh and infernal looking. But still, there's an elegance to it.
So the heaviest weapon is a pike at 18 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
A maul and a great club are 10 pounds. Everything is under that.
Okay, so you can literally take any weapon. If it's
So-
attuned to them, they'll probably have advantage on their roll.
A great axe is like 7 pounds. Most of the swords are 6.
Balls.
Yeah.
Oh, the
But
bag
I
weighs
can't
15 pounds regardless of
understand
its
anything
contents.
that's on it.
It just seems like swirling sigils. You recognize them to immediately be connected to learn.
But other than that, it looks very foreign to me.
Yes, foreign but comfortable.
Okay. Okay, cool.
You're not
Cool,
sure
cool,
it necessarily means anything aside from an arcane glyph,
cool. I'm like, this might mean Nern.
basically.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Kelly. That was fun.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. Now,
Maybe it just says ambition.
it just says
Nerd.
ambition. It just says gimme. It says it
Gim.
says yoink on both hands in infernal.
Excellent.
This belongs to Nern. Nern was
It's
here.
like the hands of Yoinketh.
Yeah, all you need is someone to yeeteth.
Yeah, but you can go and kiss Bull Edith away.
Well,
Okay.
maybe you
Blog,
could.
she
you could
can't
knuckle
steal
tattoos.
Xeno's dignity.
Like
It's way too heavy.
Y-O-I-N.
You can't steal what doesn't exist.
No.
That's true.
Okay.
No, that's cool.
Sorry.
My computer is acting really funny.
Hmm.
All right. And with that, you will hear the sound of from the main area. And notice that the rest of the room here is completely empty. Everyone else, you're sitting out, having a nice breakfast of scrambled eggs. Each of these eggs is coming from a giant duck, and are roughly the size of a basketball.
That's a big egg.
It is a big egg, and it makes a big omelet. So you are all
Yum.
having an omelet prepared by one of the Kneen. Let's see, which one is it? It is... Boop, boop, boop. Oh, it's the Whippet. The Whippet makes good eggs. So Elisar
good.
is... Elisar the fighter is squatting over, wearing a bit of netting to keep his fur in as he stirs the eggs.
Keep his ears back.
The trick is to always keep stirring. You need to introduce air into the mix. You feel me? You feel? Are you listening?
Sorry, I got really distracted by how good the eggs were.
Yeah, it's really, really good. All right. So the trick is to keep whisking and whisking and whisking, and if you ever stop whisking, you're going to burn the eggs. The other trick is that, see this right now? That means it's done. If it's still kind of soggy, the eggs are good. Otherwise, they're overcooked. Nobody
We need
likes
to invest in a whisk.
Whisks. One of the gifts of the gods. And he'll plate up some eggs. As you're sitting
Malleus will just be
around.
like, yes! More eggs.
Eggs.
Oh, look who finally got up, Farah will say over her shoulder. Hi, Mars.
Hi, Mars.
What time is it?
Let me check my clock.
Oh, it's last night again.
Oh, oh no.
This is the weirdest day.
We have no idea what time it is, but it exists.
Does it? Does it
In
really?
some weird situation.
And we're alive.
The curtain will part
By
across
coming
from
back down, though, I have put on, like, the glovies.
your gloves, your thief gloves.
Yeah.
Ooh.
As you're coming in, the curtain across from you will part, and Marine will wander in wearing a completely different outfit. This one, a flowing black silk with a little bit of a laced bodice underneath. Her long black hair almost blending into the silken pattern. As she walks out, she will smile. Good morning. The circle is almost ready.
Huh?
Oh, great.
You all look so excited to be going home.
Yeah.
Tired.
Yeah, no, I am. Sorry. It's a mental shift to shift from eat all the breakfast to, oh shit, we're going home.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been back home.
Well, hopefully not that long. It depends. I guess you'll find out when you get there.
We're all gonna die.
I mean, would sort of suck if we popped back and 200 years had passed and...
No, you were doing a job for Edagon, correct?
Yes.
Well, he'll still be around. He's too lazy to die, I think.
That sounds like me.
Sure it is.
I'm a little worried at what he'd do to us if we got back to that late, though.
Yeah.
Well, if he was worried about the Eyes of Nern being taken, having 1 3/4 of them on you is a good way to keep them out of the world for 200 years.
This is true.
That's very true.
If he tries to kill you, just use that kind of logic. It usually derails him.
Hmm.
She will walk over and flumph down on the couch cushions. Or probably like the giant, like, ground cushions, not couch cushions.
Yeah, I remember she was sitting on, like, pillows before.
Yeah, she's relaxing. She's max in relax mode. I realized that I don't have her photo here tonight, and I feel sad about it. So I'm going to add her again. So with that, what are you all doing this morning? There are some of the Canine, the dog men are hanging around doing their chores, cleaning. One of them is bothering Elisar, the Whippet cook, for any more of the rabbit from last night. And
Yeah,
he's
right,
kind of
huge rabbit.
he's swatting it off, saying, "Yeah, I've got it cooking in the back. All right, it's going to be... Look, slow is better for barbecue. We all know that. Stop pretending that it's not going to be the best meal you've ever had. I know it's going to be the best meal. I just want it now."
Woof.
Woof indeed. All right, Marine's
I
gonna be huge
also
for a second.
want it now.
There we go, and then whoop,
I would love barbecue right now.
barbecued rabbit.
There was not enough barbecue this summer, I tell you.
It's true.
Sad.
No, I mean like actual barbecue. Like just a pile of brisket.
That would be good. All right. So, oop, I popped out. I gotta stop doing that. Okay. All right, and with that, you have a nice breakfast. Are you going to talk about anything, ask Lady Marina about anything, or just prepare for your departure?
I think Mally's just gonna get all her stuff together
Yeah.
and like take the opportunity of like not having to worry about monsters lurking in the dark to like look after her gear and all that sort of thing.
Mars is gonna take some time just like on her own and sit outside. She'll go into the bag that she carries with her where she keeps her little goodies and trinkets and actually pull out the skull that she kept
Okay.
and then just start like polishing it as she's thinking about the dream and like the last time she saw Nona and the rest of Wanderlust.
You're gonna Hamlet it up, in other words.
Yeah. Or not
So
to
do
be.
people come across you just playing with the skull and being like, man, my
Hmm.
name's Nona. I'm a big stinky tiefling with like the jaw of the skeleton? Or like, what are we talking about here?
No.
Or you're just sitting there like petting it like a cat in your lap or something.
No, she starts by like taking it out and actually trying to polish it and make it like really shiny because she'd like shiny things.
That's
But then yeah, it'd be funny if she's
You're not
just
gonna
like,
have an last year York moment.
Maybe. Yeah, so like if she thinks about it for like maybe too long, she might actually start getting stuck in her head and cycling.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll see how long her thinking lasts.
All right. So, what's
It's
everyone
becoming
else doing?
obsessive now.
Yeah. What's Zeno doing?
Zeno wants to ask Marine what she knows about Carrion Queen lady.
Oh, sure. So how do you ask that? So she's just lounging around, poking through a scroll.
So I had an interesting experience yesterday down in, I don't know, the hall? Dungeon? I don't know.
The one you found.
Yeah, that one.
Good. I was wondering if you'd actually found it.
I did. And, met someone who introduced herself as the Carrion Queen. And I've heard of her once before. But I don't
Nice.
really know anything about her. So I'm wondering if you do.
I know some things.
Some things are better than no things.
She is a being that straddles the line between divinity and devilhood. She is a creature of evil, but a creature of evil with ethics, guidelines, rules that she tends to follow. She's a battlefield goddess. She is the Lady of Promised Death, I believe is one of her monikers. Or the death that was promised. It's hard to parse the old languages into common. Even modern Elvish kind of lacks the punch of it. What would you know? Her domain is the gloom. The realm of fallen shadow.
Yeah, it's just I'd only ever heard of her once before. My family never spoke of her.
They probably wouldn't. Yeah, as far as I understand, and I do mean this with no offense, the right-wing family are very humanized elves.
Yeah.
Given your living habits, you've kind of divorced yourself from your people. It's tragic, actually. Don't get me wrong, Avakara is a lovely city. It's not an elven city.
Yeah, see, I never really knew how we ended up there. I was always just kind of told, oh yeah, after Mom quit dragon hunting, they wanted to settle down somewhere nice, and so they built a city. But during my travels, I've come to learn that they were actually exiled there. So I don't really know why still. But yeah, I've come to learn quite a few things about my family, but not everything yet. I've learned that they're not exactly the nicest people in the world.
Sylphina, your mother, is an interesting woman. I've met her a few times throughout my travels. We're not that dissimilar in age, I suppose, given a few tweaks of the Feywild. At least beforehand, we were about the same age. The Gloomstalkers, the Sulatai Dorsha were an essential part of elven society. However, once elves transitioned from the Feywild into Ylos, their need became secondary. The ability to hunt in the shadows for cruel monsters was not quite as necessary. Many Sulatai Dorsha who exist still on the Prime Realm act as enforcers, secret police for the Tetrarchy. As far as I understand, your parents, at least your mother and your family, were likely a part of this secret police.
Lovely.
They do what they must to ensure that elven supremacy remains constant on Ylos. And yet they don't serve that purpose anymore. So whether or not this is a particularly long game for the Tetrarchy, or...
Woof.
Yes, some of the Canine are talking in the distance. God damn it, Charlie.
Oh, Charlie.
I think some people are home.
I'm just noticing that also, like, on my version of the Twitch, we are frozen on frame.
Mine's fine.
Mine's fine as well.
But it's probably just your phone.
Oh no.
Down to the Tetrarchy. You'll have to ask them. I would say that devout worship of the Carrion Queen, or more likely divorcing oneself from the faith, is a good way to get excommunicated. You might be bringing your family back into good favor with the Tetrarchy. Which I'm assuming they taught you about?
Yeah, a little bit. They left out a lot of details about stuff, like elven society as a whole.
Huh? So you know that the Tetrarchy represents the 4 elven nations under one unified crown that changes hands with each season?
Yes, I do know that.
I would suggest making a travel to a real elven city on Ylos. There's one just across the sea over in Argeny.
Okay.
Might be worth the trip.
What city is it?
Well, last time I was there, it was still called. One moment while I check my notes. Because it is... Where did my Elven City notes go? Oh, here we go. One moment, guys.
No worries.
It's that moment where I wasn't expecting you to ask one thing that I have a note about somewhere around here. Okay. Nope, that's fish. Where the hell is my list of elven cities?
Is it in a different notebook?
It is not, but it is... oh, there it is. It's not Miker, it's... Saliclair.
Saliclair?
Saliclair, yes. It's, well... Unless you wanted to go under the sea, that is.
Not really.
Too bad. Spend some time down with the Tritons at some time. The Sea Elves are a wonderful species. Strange cooking techniques, though. Mostly everything's boiled.
I could see that.
Anything else?
Everyone's still here, right?
They're just wandering around like...
Yeah, like I'm just outside hanging out.
Yeah, with your skull.
He is lazing around and kind of like listening in curiously. So
I'm
But
probably
she's not
polishing
making
my
food.
armor.
Okay.
I think that's it for now.
Oh. I will be happy to send you on your way as soon as you are willing.
Thank you.
These books are really good, Farah says from over by the bookshelf. Like, these are really good. Like, you have some good stuff in here. Oh, Montero's Book of Magical Mischief. Oh my god, I had no... It's so good. I'm gonna take this. Within my heart. Good.
there's no
Take
easy
nothing.
way to replicate some of those books, is there?
Not without a great deal of time and energy.
Well,
Now I actually have to write Montero's Manual of Mischief. With that, you spend the rest of your day gathering your things, picking up your belongings, sharpening your weapons, preparing yourself for the journey ahead. Is anybody doing any last-minute things, or
is there
time?
anything that you think that we should be doing? Is like I can't think of anything, but it's been a while, so
So,
Insight roll.
insight maybe. I
insight?
don't know.
No, I think that you prepare yourselves, you have a good meal, you have some conversations, and relax for a little bit, and then when it gets to feel like about noon, even though the morning dew is still hanging close to the trees, you've been awake for about 4 hours at this point, prepping and just getting ready. Marine will stand. I think it's about time now. Well, please follow me into the next room. And she pushes through the curtain, and you'll see that there is a circle on the ground. It's a rather complex magical circle. It's been fortified with a number of tallow candles that are dripping onto the ground, their flames lit with a single snap of her fingers. Please take your places in the center.
All right, yeah, I'll go there.
Okay.
And as you all step in, she'll smile. Oh, I wish you all the best of luck. I do have one favor as repayment for your ticket home.
I mean, I was about to ask if there's anything we could do to you to pay you back, so
Do for you, not to you. Just saying.
I mean, you never know, Mars.
or any messages that you'd like us to pass on.
She coughs into her hand, a little bit of a rosy glow on her cheeks that says that she's too demure to question what you mean by such things. Yes, and she'll turn to a workbench behind her, and she will lift a small glass square. It looks like a glass case, and inside it you'll see there is a roots still visible single blue rose. if you make it back to Thestorel in your travels, I would greatly appreciate this if you would plant this at Pitt's grave.
Ah.
It's a rose of recall. And it should bloom quite lovely. And she'll hand it to the group.
Is it safe to put it into the bag of holding in its case like this?
Yes, it should be fine. It's quite resilient, at least until the rose leaves it. I wish you all the best. It was a pleasure meeting the inheritors of the name.
Anything you want us to pass on to Edagon? Smell you later. Been a while.
Smell you later sounds fine.
Okay.
Tell him to keep up the good work, and I'll be seeing him sometime in the next 1,000 years. So he better not go anywhere. Oh, well, excuse me. Well, with that, best of luck to you. And she'll reach in behind her on the desk and we'll pull out a small iron rod. Safe journey. And we'll blip you. And there's a sudden whooshing noise as the entire world fades away and is suddenly replaced by the sound of rushing air. And I need everybody to do me a favor and make me a Constitution save.
Woo!
Oh.
Oh, quick question. Are we
Quick
back
answer.
at full health?
Yeah, you're back at full health because you rested.
Yay!
All right, Farah.
That's a 24 for me.
24?
Yeah,
I got a 10.
that never
A
happened.
10? Okay.
18.
18. Okay, one sec.
Uh-oh. These dice not happy with me today.
Okay, one sec, guys. I just
When
got
are they
it.
ever?
After we get like 1,000 people to like a meme, they're pretty happy with you. Okay.
That's true, but these are different dice.
Oh, well. Oh, these are your new ones?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a sound of rushing air as you feel the world, not just one of them, pass by you. There is a sudden noise as you feel yourselves thrust through an invisible barrier between worlds, and you are suddenly light. You feel lighter than you have ever been, like you're floating. And then, a second later, falling. As you glance around, you see nothing except an endless expanse of blue. You hit the water hard. Now, who got below a 15 on their con save?
Me! I got a 9.
10.
Let's see. All right.
I swear
Both
this
of
never
you
happens to Mars.
are going to hit the water hard and gasp in as you hit,
Drowning.
beginning to choke on the taste of seawater as it floods into your mouths and into your lungs, and you start what?
Wild shape?
I
In a moment, when I gather, probably after a moment.
All right. So you are going to hit the water hard and are going to start sputtering and sinking.
No.
The other three of you, Malia, Farah, and Mars, are going to hit the water and manage to just not be sucked under by the weight of their clothing and items and things like that. And the three of you, what do you do as you're hitting the water and floating? So Farah kind of looks around.
I look for where the others are and then think like, oh no, and then dive in to see if I can help anyone.
All right, so I want you to make me an athletics check to try to pull them out as they're drowning.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I have an idea.
8.
8? All right, so you start to swim down, but it's so dark down there. You're having difficulty. Malia, what are you doing?
Sorry, just quickly checking my spells. So, are we like in a lake, does it look like, or an ocean?
It looks like
or...
you're out in the ocean.
You did say salty.
Okay. And they're definitely like going down, or are they kind of just fluttering in the distance?
They are kind of about 15 feet beneath you in the water right now and kind of choking and sinking.
Okay. I just want to check something.
I'm checking what I can wild shape into, because if I can do what I think I can.
So, control water has something called redirect flow. Now, would you consider a current to be a flow, and thus I could try and push them back up?
I'd allow it.
So that's what I would try and do, is gather, move the water to pull them back up to the surface where I can grab them, because I don't think the dwarf's going to be able to dive down 15 feet and get them.
I think that's a little unexpected. So yeah, want to go ahead and do that.
Okay. So it's 1 action, concentration, 4th level spell.
All right. So both of you make me an athletics roll with advantage.
Can I be I want to turn into a killer whale.
Oh, are you kidding me?
What?
I was about to summon a killer whale.
It was that or giant.
Battle.
I was considering giant octopus, but the CR rating is lower, so I was like, I feel like that'd be
Make
less
me
good.
that athletics roll first, please.
21.
Oh.
So that you don't drown? Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't catch that part. I got the Constitution save. I didn't catch the athletics. That one is totally fine. That's going to be like a 24.
All right. So a sudden upsurge of current is going to push you back up to the surface, which is going to push Mars away from you as she dives down to try to help you. But you know what? The attempt was there, and that's what's important. There is a sudden surge of water as you all break the surface again, being kind of pushed up by jets of water. And at this point, everyone can catch their breath and look around. And you said you wanted to shapeshift?
Yeah, so I was debating between killer whale, giant octopus, and Plesiosaurus, the dinosaur.
Plesiosaurus.
But the killer whale's a huge beast. The other ones are just large. But
Okay.
I mean, I figure I could possibly help carry everyone.
Okay. So there is a quick moment as you all catch your breath, and Farah looks around sputtering and goes, "Do you think this is because I stole her book?"
Did
That's
you
my girl.
actually?
That's my girl.
What up?
Sarah.
All right. And then do you turn into a killer whale?
Yeah, I think that seems probably like the best option.
All right. Do you say anything, or just suddenly you just wail up?
I mean, look at each of them go like, I got this.
And there's probably like a brief moment that we recognize if you're maybe transforming.
You're kind of used to this now, yeah. Just like stay close or hold on, best like
Whale up.
There is a sudden shifting of flesh as Tia expands out, her cheeks puffing out, her eyes vanishing into the whale markings on her now black skin, and she suddenly swells up into a killer whale.
Whale, whale, whale. Look what we got here.
Yeah, this is pretty rad. Like, keen here.
He's gonna swim over.
Perception. Location.
Can we see land in any direction?
You cannot.
Uh-oh.
And I have 120 feet of blind sight.
Survival check to see if I could figure out which way to go.
Sure,
Burbs.
go ahead and make me a survival check.
Look for burbs.
That is going to be a 19.
19. As you are looking around, you're having a bit of trouble with this because there's no land to really look at. The sun is... Okay, it's past noon, you're pretty sure. And the sun is dipping down that direction. You probably want to follow the sun toward the west, just so that if you're moving fast enough, you'll have more sunlight moving that direction.
Okay.
It also feels like the currents are kind of moving kind of based on the currents. You think that there's a better chance of land being in that direction.
Okay, cool. So how many people can the killer whale hold?
I'm a huge beast. I'm 15. Yeah.
She can hold all of you because remember, buoyancy is a big thing, offsetting weight. The question is just how you manage to hold on.
Yeah,
Valia was busy treading water and kind of playing with a piece of rope to like double over or something that could go around like Tia's dorsal fin.
Yeah.
All right, so you basically make like a makeshift whale jet ski.
I'm gonna summon
or more to like something for us to hold on to that we can stay up on her sides because she's got to stay up. She can't go underwater because otherwise we're all gonna like get facefuls of it.
She can. Oh wait, Marine's gone. Hold on. Bye.
Boop. In the middle of trying to figure out the logistics of that, I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna do something too, and then a shark is gonna appear.
What kind of shark?
A hunter shark.
Ah.
It's a large beast. It is 20 feet long.
Okay.
I can only summon one of them because it's a CR2. So I actually couldn't summon a killer whale because it's a 3, but I could summon one hunter shark.
Okay. So a shark is going to move into view, circling around. This is probably quite alarming.
I'm gonna tell people that's mine. It's okay.
Good.
It listens to me.
How do you communicate with it?
They listen to verbal commands.
So are you just like do?
I'm gonna point out that sharks are only underwater. These guys can only breathe underwater, so they might not hear you super well. But
he just said it.
Verbal commands, yeah. I think it has to hear him.
It's like you can talk to something underwater.
Yeah. I know. I'm just saying, just be careful.
It'll be fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm just gonna tell it to come over here, Sharky.
The shark
just
will
a
approach
little
you.
awkward about it.
And I'm just gonna hop onto its back.
All right. It will allow that and let you kind of get a comfortable place right behind its fin. It'll shake its shark hips a couple of times, making sure that you're nice and steady, and we'll start to swim off in the direction that you issue it to.
So then we have 3, so to balance it, I think Malia is going to like clamber up, so she's actually holding on to Tia and straddling.
Yeah.
And then Mars and
Do you want Mars to see how well she's holding on or dealing?
This is like Free Willy, Orca.
Yeah, it's actually pretty easy. Like the rope has been looped around, probably in like either a knot or a hand roll.
Malia probably made a nice firm like loop that you can put your arm, wrist through and hold on. So even if you let go, you're not going to immediately get ripped off. It's going to hurt if you let go, but
don't want to.
All around you is the ocean. And overhead, you can see that it's kind of a darkish day out. There's a lot of clouds moving above you. Do you set off to the west?
Set off to the west.
I'm gonna try and follow the shark.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure that I'm in range of them.
Yeah.
An hour passes. You find yourselves moving across this vast expanse of ocean. And as you are, you notice that there really aren't very many animals around here. You don't see schools of fish beneath you.
That weird.
You'll see some birds flying overhead, though, and that does clue you in that west is probably the correct direction to go, because that's the direction that they're flying. However, life is much less present here than you nature types would probably assume. I would like everyone, though, being out on the ocean underneath a hot sun, dragged through the water, just make me a quick Constitution save.
Do I have to do this too?
No, you're in your natural environment.
Yay!
18.
18? All right.
12.
12? Okay, you're fine.
22.
Cool. All right, so Mars, you're definitely a little heat tired, but it's not actually affecting you in a big way. Basically, you and Farah might be a tiny bit cranky, but no real adverse effects. You're just getting a little overheated, which is why it's actually quite a relief for a brief moment when you see that the sky is darkening in the distance.
Oh,
Storm
nice.
clouds are cresting the horizon.
Lovely.
Do you continue onward?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Another
want-
hour. Another hour passes, and as it does, the ocean waves are starting to get a bit more aggressive. You find that you're dealing with about a 5-foot swell
Oh no.
on a fairly regular basis, which is a little bit fun riding a shark. A little bit different being a whale. Mostly just keeping your friends above water.
Yeah.
So what I would like everyone to do is go ahead and make me a... let's make me a strength save.
Oh no.
Me also, or no?
No, not you.
Okay.
You can actually, make it athletics. Make it athletics, not a strength save.
Me?
No, not you.
I know. I just want to do things.
You're doing things. You're a whale.
I know.
You can fine, but if you botch, everyone dies.
Well, I was actually going to wonder if I should do a survival roll to make sure that I'm continuing to head in the right direction, because directional senses underwater with blind sight might be a little different than vision and regular.
Well, you said you were just following Xeno.
Don't you just have
I'm
like
attempting
whale
to,
senses
yes.
though too? Like, don't you have some sort of
Echolocation.
sonar?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see Xeno. He's right there.
Yeah.
And
I
besides,
don't know if there's
Malleod will
anything
just
in the ground,
bump you
but-
and direct you in the right way.
I got 15.
15? All right.
20.
And 20? All right. Farah is going to swallow a decent amount of water and is going to have a bit of a trouble swimming around. I don't like this. This isn't fun. It's wet, and I hate it.
It will be fun.
Shut up, whale shark boy. I don't like it. Now, Tia, as you are approaching from quite a distance away, you are going to feel something through the water. Make me a perception roll.
Okay. So, advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing, which
Yes.
my echolocation seems to be
It does.
blind sight. Okay. So I have advantage then.
You do have advantage, yes.
Yay. And then make sure that's correct. 24?
You could feel that the waves in the distance are getting a bit more aggressive. And Xeno, you can get a sense of that as you're looking around as well, just kind of using your ranger senses to keep appraised of things. If you don't find land soon, it's probably going to be not a good thing. However, Tia, as you are sensing around, you are going to notice that there is something coming in the distance. Huge, tremendous, colossal. Many, many, many times larger than you. By probably a factor of 8. It's headed directly for you.
That's big.
Oh no.
Can we move faster in like if it's coming towards us, can we go
It's at an
another
intercept.
way?
You can. You had a 28?
24.
It's not a creature.
Oh.
It looks like it's made of metal.
What?
It might be a vessel.
Huh. So maybe we should head towards it?
Maybe, I don't know.
Can I see it?
You cannot. It is over the horizon.
Can I communicate with my sonar whale noises with the shark?
Yes. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say that.
That's right.
I'm gonna say that all aquatic animals speak Aquan, and
Fair enough.
make me a persuasion roll versus the shark.
Yikes. Okay.
Would I be rolling intelligence on this for the shark?
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
So
So
it's a 2.
how do you communicate? Do you just slap the shark with one of your fins?
No, literally just going whale noises of woo. no. Try to go go left or go right.
Would it be like intelligent or charisma for this?
This would be an intelligence roll. Or no, it'd be wisdom. Probably to try to...
Wisdom?
No, it'd be intelligence. It'd be intelligence.
Oh, okay. How about 6?
So that's 6, and that probably at a -3 or probably -4.
That's after the minus.
It is after the minus?
Yes.
I
get a -5.
Your shark is going to try to veer away from the whale.
I don't know what I said to it.
And everybody can go ahead and make me a perception roll right now.
Perception roll?
Yeah.
Me also?
No.
Okay.
26.
That's
26?
it's
Sorry.
the thing I already know.
The thing you already know.
Cool.
I'm gonna put my
26.
shark back on course.
Alright.
18.
18?
Yeah.
Malia, what'd you hit?
26.
26. All right. Oh, yeah. Very good dice. Okay. And it's about that point that you will see as the ocean waves begin swelling to 10 feet around here. As you're having difficulty holding on and riding through here, and even as in your whale form, you're having a little bit of difficulty navigating through the tops of these waves. Because it's hard to keep your friends safe. You are going to see that in the distance, a familiar sight is making its way across the ocean. Cutting through the tall waves that slap against the side of its old, slightly rusted iron and steel exterior is the Stormhammer. The ship that you took across the desert.
What?
It plunges its way through the ocean and is on a course that looks like it'll intersect with you.
Duh.
Towards shark.
Does
Okay.
it have any of the modifications that were obvious for sand?
Not visible.
Did we get dropped in the past?
We're gonna find out.
All right. So, do you wave them down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will attempt to do so with my tail. Just
all
like
right.
splush.
The Stormhammer is going to pull to a stop. This immense, like cruise ship-sized ship slowly ambles over, and you'll hear in common someone shout, "Man overboard! Man! With the whales!
Hello.
And a shark!"
Whale noises.
And it's about that point that over across the bow, you will see Tormera Ironbeard, captain of the Stormhammer, lean over her strap-on Ironbeard dangling off of her ruddy chin. "Well, look what we found here."
Whale, whale, whale.
Hi, Captain.
Hi, Captain!
"You're right, they are out here." And with that, you will see another familiar face lean over the bow. Yuri. Or Uri, I should say. Uri. Prince Uri. Dressed in finery and silks, with a large, broad turban covered in gemstones and symbols of royal regalia dangle from him. "My friends! I told you they'd be out here." And with that, they are going to throw down a rope ladder to pull you up.
I'm gonna cast my shark off and...
Okay. Your shark gets the fuck away from this whale as quickly as possible. And with that, you all take a moment to board the Stormhammer?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will shift back down and grab a hold and climb up once everyone's off my back. Finally.
All right.
Jeez, guys, get off my back.
Get
Honestly.
all the way off there.
Just get right off my back.
I don't want to do that again. Farah says, climbing the rope, her arms and legs shaking slightly from a level of exhaustion from drowning.
Yeah.
It's okay, Farah. We're good now. Everything is fine. Everything is awesome.
Shut up, Zeno.
No.
Shut up, Zeno.
No.
All right. You're given a moment to clean yourselves up, and some towels are thrown around you as you find yourself on the bridge of the Stormhammer. Uri, why do I keep saying Yuri? Uri is going to smile and give you each a quick squeeze in his bardish fashion. So, you're here. I knew it. I knew we'd find you if we kept looking for you. You said it wouldn't happen. He points at the dwarven captain of the ship. You said it wouldn't happen, but I know my friends, and I knew that you wouldn't be dead just because the world flooded.
Oh.
What?
How much flooding we talking about here?
What?
Looks at the ocean.
I mean,
oh no.
a decent amount. Like, you said that you were headed to the tomb of Okan the Magnificent.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay, well, you see that bird over there?
Okay.
You go about another, like, 3 miles that direction. That's where it was.
Okay, how long ago did we say we were going to the Tomb of Okan?
Oh, 3.5 months?
Ah!
Or so? I don't know. We've been out here for a while. How long was it? Well, let's see, the captain says. I mean, first there was the royal coronation, your wedding. Your second wedding.
Oh, congrats.
I know, I'm a king.
Of
I'm one of the kings of Apesh.
one of the kings.
Well, I mean, yeah, my husband.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, and my wife.
Worked out. Oh,
There you go.
Double
it
la.
worked out.
Well, there are very few royals over here, so I had to kind of do my thing. And like I said, the queen.
Accurate.
Kind of a complicated arrangement. So I'm kind of married to my husband's mother.
Okay.
Okay.
Royals
It's like
and all.
it's a thing. It works. Yeah, hopefully we'll be expecting some princes or princesses soon. Or, whatever, really. I don't really care, so long as they're happy.
So, how long exactly has it been?
I don't know, like, since you left, it's been 3 months and 9 days? Since the last time I saw you, it's been 3 months and 9 days. Maybe 10.
When did
actually.
it flood?
About 3 months ago. Come here, I'll show you a map.
Please.
And he'll take you into his compartment, which is the one that which is the royal suite that was not included in a murder last time.
Huh.
And if you load up Twitch right now, okay, so this is Apesh.
It's slightly delayed for me.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
I see.
So that's Apesh.
Yeah.
This is our map. Okay.
Mhm.
And recent. So we've done some surveys, and we think that it looks like this now.
That's different.
Mm-hmm. So right now,
Ah.
we are about 200 miles north of Chasm Dur, the mountain range.
Oh my
Uh-huh.
goodness.
So, how did you get the Stormhammer going from the sand to the water?
The Stormhammer. She was always built for this type of terrain. So you remember, I said that she was originally modified to be a sandcrawler. All you had to do was retrofit all I had to do was take it and have it retrofitted back into its, its original seafaring status.
So, how
Fair enough.
fast did the flooding occur?
Pretty fast, actually. Thankfully, the Gamorreans are, they don't breathe. So they're fine. And all of the settlements in Apesh generally avoided the Gamorrean Sea of Sand. Because it'll eat you. So, and besides, I had to get the Stormhammer up and running. How else am I going to make my money?
That's a good point.
That's fair.
Now I'm just a ferry service. It's exactly the same as it was before, just wetter.
I was about to say. Yeah.
Okay, so the time isn't quite as bad as we were thinking it might be.
Mm.
That's good.
How long have you been floating out there?
A couple hours.
2 hours.
Couple hours.
Yeah, it was no fun.
Well, that sounds like an interesting story. Uri smiles.
And we got kind of dropped in the middle of the ocean. Yeah.
I think
So-
she probably thought that there would be land there.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, there would have
was
been.
land there.
Yeah, there
Last
used
time
to
she-
be.
As far as we were aware, there was land there.
Yeah. What
That
time
makes
is
sense.
it?
About 3 bells past.
Is it dark yet outside the window?
No, it's about 3 p.m.
It's at 3. Oh, okay. Hey, do you mind if I go get some food?
Oh, I'm so freaking hungry.
Not a problem at all. Captain, do me a favor. By royal decree, set us off for Arashinabe. It's the closest. You guys wanted to see the old capital, right?
Yeah.
We did, yeah.
Besides, I've got some family I want you to meet.
Can I rent a room for the night?
Oh, my friends. This is a royal rescue mission. You don't have to rent anything at all.
I love you, and I'm gonna go. And he's gonna give him a hug.
He's gonna give you a hug back, just very beaming, with his Tom Cruise kind of demeanor.
Oh my god.
Molly's gonna kind of look over at Mars and Tina and be like, group hug?
Yeah.
And then just launch.
Are we still kind
Alright.
of soggy?
You
Yep.
guys are still
Oh, yeah.
a little wet, and with a big squishy hug, you guys will be able to. Oh, that was the
Dog
wrong
pile over.
button. I meant
Essentially.
to do that.
That would be
and
amusing.
that. There we go.
Yeah.
I could eat a. Feels wrong saying I could, but
Ooh, what was
Right.
that, guys?
I do
I
not
do
know.
not know.
Somebody's mic did something very weird.
I think someone accidentally punched their mic.
That might have been me.
Don't
Mike,
do it again.
don't punch yourself.
Yeah, I was like, it was not me.
All
My
right.
my beard was itchy, and I think I accidentally hit the mic.
This is
So,
very loud.
anybody who wants it, it is in the chat right now if you want the image.
Yes, I would love the image. Actually.
With that, you spend a few hours eating, recovering your... You did it again.
I didn't touch it. I only touched the top bit up here that time. There was no one near the mic.
That's
Hmm.
weird. All right. So you take a bit of time, eat, recover yourselves as you are headed back out across the Western Ocean, back toward the landmass in the distance. And as you're doing so, Uri is, of course, feeding you and making sure that you've had enough water and wine to drink. But he's also trying to pump you for the story.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to tell him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
saying whatever was beneath the temple did this.
I mean, I don't know what did this, but I
Probably.
mean the thing down there had been turned off. The thing was supposed to like fend off the desert, encroaching desert, I guess.
Well, it did
I
that.
understand it. Yeah, it.
Look, give or take a few miles of coastline, this is basically what Apesh used to be like thousands of years ago, according to some of our studies. Actually,
Remember that?
I met
yeah.
this guy named Gilm Fandrel, fantastic researcher. He's actually
Yeah.
the one who helped me do this map.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
great.
you've met. He was the guy you were
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Yes,
was.
of course he was. All right. Yes. Oh, this is great. So, I guess this is all your fault.
Hey,
I would say it's more O'Cannon the Magnificent's fault.
Yeah, he's dead and you're alive.
Yeah, but
So,
I mean, he's
does
the one who
this
set
fault
up
taking
stuff.
mean good, like we're heroic, or are you pissed with us? Because if you're pissed, it's not my fault.
Okay,
Exactly.
we were able to get out there, and most of the trading caravans that were going through at this time managed to get scooped up by the Stormhammer. Besides, the ocean was flooding over the course of a couple of days, so most people got out okay. Like I said, the cactus guys, the Gamorreans, they don't breathe air, so they don't really care.
Huh.
Also, it's surprisingly shallow over by the center. It's got like this is an atoll. It's like a giant atoll, right? So some places the water's only like 50 feet deep. Huge sandbar islands in the middle of this big-ass ocean. But that doesn't answer your question.
Well,
As
Really?
Well, as crowned king, it's been a good year. Allow me to properly say this for you. Nothing ventured? Heroes of Dog Run Bridge.
Oh no.
I also name you the saviors of Apesh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Formally.
I will take that.
Put it on your business card. It'll be great. It's very lucrative. Especially once I tell this story around. Let's see. What rhymes with flood besides pud?
blood,
Blood.
Blood.
mud.
Blood. Oh, yeah, of course. Mud. Yeah. Blood and mud. I'll come up with a song on the way back. It'll be great.
Where'd your gin friend go?
I don't know. Once the whole marriage thing went through, she decided to go off and see more of the world.
Oh.
She'll probably be back. She'll be back. Obviously. You know, it is what it is. We,
Seem the restless sort.
yeah, you can't tie her down, really.
Save a room for her.
Always. Well, we should be making land pretty soon. The good thing about this is, I mean, a lot of the old stone docks were just covered by sand, so we've been able to clear many of them off. It also means that for Rashinabi, if we're headed back there, we're going to be able to dock, boom, right next to the city. It is a miraculous sight at night. All the fires lit, the Temple of Vela in the distance, all brightened up from its glowing stones. Oh, it's super cool. You're gonna like it.
Nice.
How long do you think it's going to take?
From here? Not long at all.
Nuts.
Why?
A couple hours or like a day?
Oh, like a couple of hours. We've got steam power.
So I guess maybe enough time to have a small drinking party?
We can definitely have some toast to you.
We have to celebrate
Absolutely. Here,
our unexpected survival.
let me open a cask for
Honestly.
With that, you all have a quick toast.
Yeah.
To you,
We thought we were gonna die.
who survived
Again.
destroying
Again.
an ancient temple and brought water back to the people of a dying land.
Here's to not falling into lava and not having a
Yay.
temple collapse on our heads.
Here's to successfully
Yay.
not dying.
Woo!
And
Cheers.
weird and time dilation not being as bad as we thought it would be.
This time.
Okay, dog, stop barking.
I think he's sitting by the front door in the windows there. So
Yeah.
he probably sees every little thing moving.
Oh,
Right.
buddy. Oh.
One moment, guys.
Doggo.
Doggo.
Get up here.
Good boy.
Come. Come on.
Honestly, my notes for this game are all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just got like one lines. I've got notes from last game that I clearly didn't finish. One that says God fount and then existential next to it. I'm like, I don't
Come on. All right.
and then just Marine's name, and I'm like, I don't know where this was going.
All right. Go lay down. Up.
And then Urban Treb, and then the timestamp
Alright.
from the movie video
Good boy.
last time.
Sorry, I had to bring Charlie in, so he's just hanging on the couch now. All right, and with that, you have a nice cheers and a toast to your honor. Nothing ventured.
Nothing.
Nothing gained!
Nothing gained.
Yeah.
Land ho!
Woo!
You'll hear echoing through the chamber as you finish your drink,
Yay.
and then suddenly
Land.
there will be a booming outside.
Is that supposed to happen?
Oh, we must be going into the storm. It's okay, we're not going to be that far from the land once we're in there. Being in a big metal boat's not going to stop us at all. And then the thunder strikes again.
Well, Mallory's gonna knock on wood.
You knock on a bit of the table. The ship is going to pitch to the side suddenly. Can I get everyone to make me a deck save?
Yeah.
Okay.
27.
Nat 20 for Farah. Uri manages to
17.
grab on some stuff. 17.
26.
11. All right, Tia, you are going to be thrown to the side, and you are going to take 3 points of damage as you are hurled into some of the railing, slamming your elbow through the wooden trim.
Oh.
Ow.
You are going to just feel a coursing pain through your arm as it radiates up, and that's when you're going to notice the ship is tilting and swaying violently in the breeze, and it's at that point that you will hear a booming voice.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Nothing ventured!
Uh-oh.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I have found you after these months.
Dragon?
You who have sank my lair.
It was a...
Oh.
Or...
I am Nazarul, and I am your doom.
Tia's been, like, literally going, like, what about the dragon? What about the dragon? What about the dragon?
I was thinking that.
Fine, right?
Like,
And
hey,
with
beautiful,
that-
how you doing?
I think we should take a bathroom break real quick
Yeah,
before
I
we
need to-
take care of a dragon.
And we have to fight a
from
dragon
stress.
after all.
Yay!
We avoided it for
Maybe
a
we
bit.
can convince... Oh, no.
No, we did that.
No,
We tried that last time. Didn't work. It's time to kill a bitch.
Yeah, you know you flooded her lair.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back.
Well, shit.
Messages.
Welcome back to Generic Fantasy Setting number 17735, Season 2, Episode 35. When last we left our adventurers before the break, a booming voice echoed in the skies overhead as lightning crashed down into the newly created waves of the Apessian Sea, and a voice boomed overhead, I found you at last. I am Nazarul, and I am your doom. The dragon that you'd fled from in the desert. What do? Hearing that, you immediately will recognize the name and the voice of that female blue dragon ripping overhead.
You're not invited to the party, and I'm gonna knock 3 arrows.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna knock 3 arrows.
So you
And
guys are
go up
still
to
in the
the
cabin,
roof?
by the way.
Yeah, we haven't gone up to the surface. Like,
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
out on deck, yell
Okay.
at her,
Okay,
and
sure.
point my bow at.
Cool.
That's
some
what
of us should probably follow Xeno.
All right, so you're gonna do
Maybe.
that. That is okay. So you're gonna yell. Go ahead and make me an intimidation roll. So it is flying around in the air above you at this point, and you can see in the distance the glittering lights of a city.
Okay. So that is going to be 17.
17 on intimidation.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
No
Excuse me?
one invited you.
Oh no. I talked my way out of this one last time.
All right. So with that, it is going to swoop down, and is going to just swing by the side of the boat. And so who is out on the edge of the boat with Xeno?
I mean, Tia was gonna follow after once he
Cool.
bolts out
I
there,
need you
but-
all, first of all, to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Ah, that's a pretty good one. That is 19.
19. 7. Okay.
27.
27. And
Six.
Tia,
Saving throws are my jam.
would you?
It's
What'd you
14.
14. All right. Malia and Xeno, you hold strong, but Mars, Tia, and Farah are going to see this tremendous, huge blue dragon swoop by and are going to immediately be overcome with fear
No.
I also need all of you to make me a dexterity save.
That one I can do.
All right.
Are we frightened condition?
Like hell.
You have the
I
frightened
can.
condition.
That does not impact dexterity
Saving
saves, I don't
throws.
think. No,
It does
okay.
not.
25.
25?
How does the 17 sound?
Was so close to a nat
17
20,
is
but
a
gonna be an 11.
fail.
Really?
19.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
Welcome to Secret Boss Encounter.
Oh.
11.
11. That is a fail. What'd you get, Malia?
19.
That is a success. Just one moment, please. Okay. So, let me just count this up real quick. 1, 2... Oh, I need my calculator for this fight, actually. One sec. Let's be honest.
I just pulled out my calculator as well.
Okay, so... I love the music that's playing right now, too. I will send it to you guys in the chat in just a sec.
And I haven't.
That is...
Wait, so we've had a short.
You had a short rest.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is plus 2, plus 11, plus 12, plus 15. Okay, cool. All right. So everybody who is in that line, if you failed your dexterity saving throw, you are going to take 67 points of lightning damage. As the dragon swoops low, opens her mouth, and unleashes a lightning bolt the size of, oh god, 10 feet wide. Well, 5 feet wide technically, but a huge line of lightning that rips the metal from the side of the boat, gouging a huge swath through it. Mars, would you like to use your reaction to uncanny dodge?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to take 0 damage from this, because you succeeded your save. If you got a half, you are going to take 33 points of damage. So if you succeeded your save, you'll take 33.
Sorry, what?
So, not you.
Oh, okay.
You succeeded your save, so you take nothing.
Yeah, I take nothing. I'm sorry, I
then-
thought you were continuing on with mine there. Sorry.
It swoops by and erupts the side of the boat. Xeno, would you like to take a shot at it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. It is moving very fast, so good luck.
So would this be my full attack, or is this like an attack of opportunity type thing?
This can be your full attack if you want.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna make 3 shots at it.
Okay, go ahead. And let's have everyone roll initiative at this point, actually.
Okay, I'll do that
Seems
first.
like a good idea.
Okay, so...
Oh my god, really?
20.
22.
22.
19.
Sounds good. Initiative bonus for Nazarul is not as high as I would have expected. Interesting. Okay, so, who got above 20?
Me.
Okay, so, Tia. Who got... So, what did you get, Malia?
19.
19. Who got... Did anybody get 20?
I got 20.
Okay. So, Nazarul...
I'm just gonna pull up the rules for favorite enemy really quick.
Okay, that is... Xeno... What'd you get, Mars?
17.
17, okay.
Mhm.
And then Farah's at the bottom with her 16, unfortunately. Okay. There's an explosion along the side of the boat, and as she begins her flyby, we're going to drop into initiative order here, actually. So, Tia, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm going to expend both uses of my wild shape to turn into an air elemental.
Okay. Does that take your full action, or that's just... Nope, it just counts
It's
as your shifting.
It's just my shifting. I spend both of them at once and
Okay,
get
and
it,
you
yeah.
have the stats for those on you, right?
Yeah, I've got it right in front of me.
Perfect.
Which, conveniently enough, damage resistances include lightning. Haha.
Excellent.
Yes. So I'm gonna. Okay, quick question. What does recharge 4 to 6 mean?
That means that you roll a 6-sided dice. On a 4, 5, 6, you get it again. Basically, otherwise, it doesn't refresh that round. You roll every round.
Okay.
And if you roll that, you have access to it again.
Okay. Because I can make 2 slam attacks if it's in range, or if I can get in range, or I can do a whirlwind.
Okay. What's your range on the whirlwind?
It doesn't. Each creature in the elemental space, because I can airform. I can enter its space and stop there. I can occupy the same space as the dragon.
Okay, you can definitely try. The dragon is about 100 feet. Pardon me. So I dropped in there. The dragon is about 130 feet that direction, to the west.
Okay, so I can move 90 feet,
Okay.
flying, hovering.
All right, so are you going to fly off?
I'm gonna move so that to try and intercept it if it's flying back by us. If it's
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
So ready my action if it comes in my space.
All right, so you shift into a swirling vortex of elemental force and begin flying off in order to intercept if it starts moving back. Zeno, what do you do?
I'm gonna shoot it.
All right, you do your best.
All right, and I'm going to use Hunter's Mark on this.
Okay.
Because that only makes sense. Take a drink. And yeah, I'm just going to use the normal +1 arrows that this bow comes with. Here we go. All right, so we are looking at first one to hit is going to be a 21.
Okay.
A 26.
Okay.
And a 27.
Okay. All right, so that's going to be, you said 21, so that's going to be 3 hits.
Yes, thank God. I thought you were going to say it's going to be a miss.
Almost.
Okay. And how does 52 points of damage sound?
52 points of damage sounds like a number.
And favorite enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's +2 damage on each attack. So 52, 7, 8, 58.
Okay, sounds good. Your 3 arrows are going to strike her in the flank as she spins around, and she is going to let out a roar of anger.
Yeah, I would too.
And you can see some blood raining down into the water of the bay from the arrows in her flank. Malia, what do you do?
I am going to kind of look over at Zeno and Farah and slap Farah with protection from energy.
Okay.
Specifically lightning.
All right. Tia?
Yeah?
I don't think you were frightened, weren't you?
Oh, I didn't realize that I can't move towards it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, I won't move. I'll just.
You can make me a wisdom save to try to overcome that again, though.
I will do that then.
Okay.
That's a 16.
That's not a success.
Okay, I'm still frightened. Correct.
Right,
I will
so
note
you're still
that.
frightened, so you're basically holding your action on the boat still. All right,
Yeah.
Malleus, you're going to cast that, and
Thanks.
only Mars and Farah and Tia are frightened. So I'm just going to put a little note there. The fact that Farah is frightened is really frustrating for her.
She normally doesn't feel that, hey?
Against
Also-
dragons?
Another dragon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So she's like,
So at that point, let's see. So she is about 130 feet that way. She is going to take a deep breath on her turn. And is going to turn around, swoop back the 20 feet that she needs as the boat is approaching, and I need a dex save from all of you again.
Damn it.
26.
Okay.
6.
20.
19 again.
Okay, so that means that some of you succeeded and some of you didn't. One moment, because I have to roll way too many dice.
No.
Okay, 11, 20, 33, 39, 46. Okay, hold on.
I might die this round.
Maybe.
Okay. Jesus. Okay. So you cast Protection from Energy on Farah. What does that do?
Resistance.
Resistance? Okay, so with resistance, that means that she only takes half damage from this, which is going to be... all right, so I want to hear your saves real quick. So Farah got an 11.
20.
19.
20? 19?
6.
6?
Yeah.
And Mars, did you succeed your save?
Yes.
Okay, so you can use your uncanny dodge to leap out. Oh wait, you can't because it hasn't been your turn again yet because she got a surprise attack. So you can still only take half damage. Here is the bad part about this. If you take half damage, those of you who fail take 110 points of lightning damage.
So I have that because I have damage resistance.
Yes.
Yes.
If you fail, or if you succeeded your save, you're going to take 55 points of damage.
Oh my god!
Christ.
And
Powerful dragon!
she is going to turn around and blast you all with another gout of this. At which point the boat succeeds its save, so that's good. The boat doesn't crash. All right, Farah is going to go down into negatives.
Oh
Shit.
no.
Well, half success. She got a 6. She got a 5 on her roll. Is anyone else unconscious? Because between the 2 rounds, that's 140 points of damage to some of you.
No, I'm still
sec.
up.
You're
somehow.
okay. How many hit points do you have, Zeno?
3.
3.
3.
All right, 3, and then... So Malia, that spell is going to hold. I need everyone with an active spell that
one
requires
sec.
concentration to make me a concentration check.
Concentration check?
Concentration
Glad
check,
I
please.
don't need to.
That's
Okay.
a constitution, right?
It is Constitution, yes, for the
Okay.
damage taken.
I
Or
failed anyway.
it's the damage taken or the base difficulty, whichever's a lower. I forget what the base difficulty is at the moment. Okay.
10
No, it's
or
DC equals 10 or half the damage you take, whichever number is higher.
higher.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All
So
right.
Okay,
and
so I have to.
If it's 55, then it's like
sake.
23 because you round up, I think.
so as you round down.
Oh, do you? Okay, round down.
Oh, you always round down in 5th ed.
Yeah, I just haven't had.
As Nazarul shoots you with another gout of lightning, she is going to turn, and her voice is going to echo across the thunderous skyline. Pathetic. Pathetic. If you can't give me a challenge, I'll take it out of these mortals. And she spins and begins descending on the city. All right.
That's not allowed.
Mars, what do you do? It's your turn. You've managed to dodge most of this, taking a large bolt of lightning for your trouble.
Okay. So I'm at 33 points of health. Can I do a roll to try to break the
Yes.
frightened
At
condition?
the end of your turn, you do.
At the end, okay.
And shit.
Looking at the ship, it's like a big vessel
giant
for vacation.
cruise- Yeah, it's a cruise ship that's taken significant amounts of lightning damage, but is holding up pretty well, actually.
But it's not like it has anything for defense on it, does it?
It's got a ram, and that's about it. Some cannons. Nothing particularly good. It's not
Cannons,
outfitted to
cannon.
fight a dragon.
Again, neither are we.
And this is an Elder dragon too, isn't it?
No, it's a bitch
just
dragon.
No, it's just a bitch dragon.
Just a
Okay.
bit. It still kicked your ass.
Yeah. I don't think I can talk my way out of this one, guys.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. She mad. Okay. Well.
What do you do?
Can I do an insight roll to see if there's anything that I could?
Yeah, you absolutely
See?
can.
Yeah. Can I use my inspiration?
Yes, you may.
Of course, that was a 1.
Naturally.
Yeah, that's a bit better. So that was a 16.
A 16?
Yeah.
All right. Just one moment. I'm just waiting for something to pop up on my computer.
Sure.
Is it how we die?
Potentially. Wow, this is taking... Oh, there we go.
Oh, no. You know, I rolled a 1 on that. I was like, no. Bye, guys.
All right, just some stuff I have for the stream to listen to when the time is right. All right, so what'd you get on your total?
16.
What'd you get on your roll? 16? You guys have no chance of fighting this creature from the water. Okay. Your best chance is to get on land where you can take cover and maybe get some shots at it from, like, hiding or something like that, but on the water, you're sitting ducks. It's a metal boat, and if she punches a hole in this hole, you're all going to go down.
But no land?
The city's directly in front of you. If you punch it, you might be able to make it before she attacks again. If you get the captain to put it in gear.
Well, if he won't, I will. And I take off to there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are going to rush over and be able to make it to the front mast where the captain is staring up, clutching a corncob pipe between her teeth underneath that metal beard.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Mother of the gods.
I'm like,
what do you do as you burst into the captain's chamber? Into the. Well, I've listened to you before, and she's going to slam it into gear. And is going to rush forward. Farrah's going to make a death save. Farrah succeeded a death save.
Yay!
Yay!
All right. Mars, make me your wisdom save, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I'm not using you. Nat 20.
Nat 20. You have shaken off the fear.
Floor it.
As the boat rushes forward, you feel a newly found sense of confidence.
Ambition.
Uri is going to run out onto the deck, take a couple of looks around. Oh, hell. Malia, do me a favor.
Okay.
You are going to heal. He's going to put his hands on you and is going to heal. Oh, they're pretty good. That is going to be 20 points of damage.
Oh, thank God.
You heal everybody else, okay?
I'll try.
First came the flood, adventures in their blood, and they went and fought a dragon, kicked its stupid pud. I am going to give a point of bardic inspiration. A D8 is going to go to the swirling elemental lady.
Yay! I've
Nice.
a D8.
That is going to be a D8 that you can use, because I believe that is what I think that's what he has at this level.
Hopefully.
It's not a D6 anymore. I know that for sure. All right, and the captain is going to floor it. Yes, he's 9th level, so it's a D8.
Yay!
All right, and the boat is going to double its speed, moving 300 feet per turn as it plunges forward. You guys will be on the shore in 2 turns. Tia, what do you do?
Okay, so I have still the frightened condition,
Mm-hmm.
so I can't approach, but I can.
So you're being forced to approach right now.
Oh, okay. So but I'm not actively trying to. So
yeah, I'll give it to you.
Think. Okay, so that's not much I can do there, but just for logistics of that. But I can, as a bonus action, spend a spell slot to heal a D8 for the level above 1 or whatever.
Yes,
as
you
part
can.
of my wild combat thing.
Mm-hmm.
So where the frick are all of my D8s? 1 second, because I'm going to use a 5th level slot. Because that just seems like a really good idea right now. Because I know, like, that would be good. Hold on.
Okay.
They're there.
Also, if you guys aren't playing the song I sent you in the chat, you probably should be. Trust me.
And can I use the? I don't think I can use. I can't use the bardic inspiration for this.
You cannot for this, no.
No. That's a different.
Because this is just healing.
Thing.
Is this your entire action?
That's a bonus action, but I don't think there's much I can do, and so I'm just gonna, I guess, be defensive, kind of.
Okay.
Because I feel like being defensive is something, or is an action we can do. To,
Yes,
like,
you can.
increase AC or something.
Yep.
And then I guess at the end of my round, I can, or end of my turn, I can do a.
Make me that wisdom save again.
Make that wisdom save. Okay. Come on. Ooh, maybe.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 15.
You will succeed with your wisdom save.
Yes, so that's over 20. That's like
as you are thrust
23.
forward by the velocity of the ship gearing up, the sound of the whirling motors and gears and the steam ushering out the top of one of its valves is going to give you that extra push that you need.
Yay.
Now it's time to fight a dragon. Zeno, this thing is
not much.
pretty far away. What's the range on your bow?
Range
120?
on it is 150.
150? All right,
Yeah.
so she is at 90 feet. She's at 130 feet right now.
Okay.
Ooh.
And also Kelly.
Yeah.
I just realized that one of the things with that bow is once per day I can absorb half damage dealt on an attack.
That you deal on an attack, yes.
Oh, that I deal?
Yes.
Okay, so I can absorb half the damage that I deal to her.
On one arrow, yes.
On a single arrow.
Yes.
Okay. So how about this? I'm gonna make 2 attacks separately.
Okay.
Okay.
Just get like some black or purple dice to use for your absorby ones.
I'm gonna use my pink to absorb.
Alright. That's necrotic. Necrotic pink.
Yay! Okay.
Honestly, yeah.
Here we go.
Necrotic pink is my new screen
Thankfully enough, the pink one rolled a 27.
name. Okay, that's going to be a hit.
And the other one rolled a 17.
Okay, that's going to be a miss.
That's what I thought.
Okay,
All right.
so one arrow is going to strike her flank.
One arrow is going to strike her flank for... Oh, no, Hunter's Mark isn't active anymore, so this is 1d8. That's all I get.
1d8, yes, but plus the damage from the bow.
Yes, so we have 12, 13, 14, 15.
All right, so, and that was you heal half rounded down, so you're going to
Yes.
heal 7 points of damage.
Okay, and then can I also chug a potion at the same...
Absolutely. What kind are you chugging?
So I have handy a greater healing potion that I'm going to shove in my face.
All right, greater healing was 64 or 84? I can't actually remember. So it's 2d4, 4d4. I think it's 8d4. Do this a cheap way. So this is the master level one, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that is going to be 8. Oh yeah. Duh. Okay, so that is going to heal 22 points of damage.
And that's plus the con mod, right?
No, that's plus. So it's going to be 22 plus. It's going to be a total of 26 points of health that it heals.
Okay.
So it doesn't heal your con mod. Okay. So you did 15 points of damage there. So that is 2.
26.
Oh, God.
Okay, so I'm not
All right.
so bad.
In the distance, she is going to continue flying toward the city, and as she strafes across the ground, you can, even at this distance, hear people screaming.
Bad.
As she breathes lightning down across the lanes with a triumphant roar.
This dragon is not very polite.
No.
She is
no.
not. She is not. That took a lot longer to get to that point than I thought it would. Okay. All right. As she breathes lightning down the lane, the ship is going to continue forward. Basically, we're going to drop out of initiative because I don't think that, given her extra speed, you guys can probably reach her until next round.
Yeah.
So, gonna go down the initiative and just do what you're going to do non-offensively, because you're just not going to quite be able to reach unless you have a reach of about 200 feet.
Okay.
So, Malia, what do you do?
Okay, how far away is everybody else from me?
So, Zeno is about 10 feet from you, just on the side of the ship. Tia is about...
I'm hovering.
Hovering kind of right next to you in the shape of a gaseous cloud.
Okay.
Mars has ran up into the side of the ship, into the captain's control room, and Farah was actually blasted backward into the hallway of the ship.
Okay, but how far?
About 10 feet from you.
Okay. And Mars is outside of 30, I'm guessing.
Mars is outside of 30, yes.
Okay. How useful do you think it would be to attempt to call divine intervention?
I mean,
I don't think I'm going to roll it because I have to roll percentiles and get under 10.
I say give it a try.
Can I spend inspiration to re-roll? Potentially?
On a season finale? Okay.
Why not?
And so you have to specify what age you want. Help me defeat a dragon is basically what she's going to try and do. Come on.
Come on.
What'd you get?
You've got to be shitting me.
Did you do it?
9. I actually legit got 9.
I want a photo of it. I want you
sure.
to take a photo with your phone. So did you roll 009?
Yeah.
One moment, please.
Vela ignoring you.
She's
Okay,
like,
so
I'm
let's
out of this
see.
one.
Like, honey, I am out.
This on you.
What do you do for
Ayla's
this?
tits.
I probably just scream into the sky, with my hammer aloft or something.
Like a very one of that Thor moment with the lightning.
Oh,
Kind
yeah.
of,
That sort of motion, and
Okay.
basically scream, I don't know.
Help me?
Vela, help me.
Well, you have to specify what type of aid you're looking for. That's what divine intervention is you're looking for help. So,
Okay.
Help me burninate a dragon.
Smite, dragon.
something along the lines of, Vela, help me take down this dragon, or
Okay.
something like
So
that.
as you call that into the storm, there is a moment as you hear people scream as Nazarul lights up the lanes, destroying the ancient city with her lightning breath. And there's a brief moment where, as you look up to the sky, all of the sound of screaming and the motors and the engines and the ocean and the roaring vanishes. And you're going to find yourself standing on a cliff face, looking out over brewing storm clouds that encase the entire world underneath a blanket of black, roiling lightning. And you will hear a voice echo in your soul, like you have never felt before. She forgets that I am a goddess of lightning and wrath. And suddenly, you find yourself back on the bow of the ship. Every single person in your party, please restore yourself to full hit points.
Thank fuck.
You also are going to gain a +2 AC for the fight, which includes advantage on saves versus lightning. Actually, you know what? You're going to gain resistance to lightning. That seems a little more appropriate.
Yeah. Important question.
Important question. Yes.
You say heal to full hit points. I have 2 hit point things I'm tracking now. I have
Yes. The
both?
answer is yes.
Okay. Good.
Because Vela is the high goddess of storms and tempest. She do what she want.
Okay. I'm down with that.
I'm not gonna.
I am so excited that I actually got it on the first try. I'm never going to get it again, probably until level 20, where it just auto works.
As you push in, I'm going to say that you all take a moment, and it's going to take your breath away as you all kind of come back into your senses. And as that happens, Malia, you are going to feel your holy symbol glow brightly.
Can I have a dim, radiant glow on me?
You do, absolutely.
I won't be able to hide very well, but I will be epic.
Charged with Vela's power.
And you will feel that voice echo through you again. And it says, crisply, clearly, in your native Dwarven, you are my servant. You are my hammer. Never again will allies fall under your watch. And Malia, you are going to gain your level 10 ability. As a reaction, as a reaction, you can spend a charge from this. You have a number of charges equal to your wisdom modifier. As a reaction to one of your party members being dropped into negatives, you can immediately cause them to instead drop to 1 hit point as a reaction.
Nice.
Refreshes on a long rest.
Oh, that's so baller.
So, and that includes yourself, actually. In theory, the entire party can be wiped, and you can resurrect them all with 1 hit point. Once per long rest. All right.
No, you said number of times equal to my wisdom.
Yeah, but 1 per person.
5 times.
Yeah, so enough to do all of you, including yourself.
Nice.
And Kelly,
Yes.
on the note of things that are really awesome,
Yeah.
so how far away was Nazarul again? You were saying she's about 300 feet, right?
About 300 feet now, yeah.
So
And
the 5e longbow does 150 to 600 for long range,
okay.
and I ignore long range.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna take shooty shoots.
Sure.
Is what I'm gonna do.
So I am going to give you disadvantage on these because of the way that the boat is moving and basically pitching as it's trying to gun over. But you might as well.
It's worth it. All right, so here's the first one. The first, you know what? I'm happy with that. I rolled a 19 and a 15. So,
okay. And with the 15, what does that become?
The 15 becomes 27.
27? Okay,
Yep.
that'll be a hit. And give me the other one.
That one's not as good. That one is going to be a miss for sure.
Okay.
That one was only 17.
Only 17? That's 1 hit, definitely, though. So you'll be able to fire that off. As you're calculating damage, Farah is going to stand up and shake her head. What a bitch! You're glowing. And at that,
just wiggle my eyebrows at her.
you are going to see Zeno fire 2 arrows that sail across the distance and are going to slam. One of them is going to slam into her shoulder, which does.
Would I be able to recast Hunter's Mark on this?
You didn't say so before you fired.
That's fair. So that is going to be then 14, 15, 16, 17.
17 points of damage is pretty good.
Yeah,
okay.
For 1 arrow, that's not horrible.
Okay, so it's going to punch into her side, issuing a bit of blood, and it's at that point that as the ship is lit up with lightning, the captain is going to keep punching it, and you are going to hear her yell over the comm, "We're coming in hot! Brace yourselves!"
I'm gonna fling myself at the railing and grab hold.
Okay.
Dex save?
If you grab onto something, you'll be fine.
Okay.
If you don't, I need a con save.
I will grab onto
Dex
railing.
won't save you.
Dex won't save you from being thrown across stuff. Thankfully, Mars is up in the booth, so there's like a seatbelt if she wants
I'm
it.
flying.
You're flying, so you're fine.
Yeah.
All right, the boat is going to crest up onto the dock, is going to grind across the old stonework and sand, and it's at that point you see Nazarul make a sweep out of the sky, lightning crackling in her jaws. Let me do my recharge. That's a recharge.
Oh no!
And as she begins absorbing the lightning into her maw, you are going to see something else, because as this was called in, and as Vela's light is wrapped around all of you, lightning is issuing from the sky in all angles, in all directions, and you are going to see a bolt of lightning, no, 2, no, 3 bolts of lightning strike a huge monolith in the distance. It's not just a monolith, actually, it's this strange tiered temple that is glowing distantly with an internal light. And as it strikes the top of this temple, something is going to tear out of it. It's a small light. Can't be more than 5 or 6 feet. But it tears out, flying like a lightning bug from the top of this temple and zipping through the sky. As Nazarul charges her lightning and advances down on the boat, she doesn't see this coming until the last minute. The very last second, and 1 moment, please, because I doubt she was expecting this. I'm going to spend my inspiration. Okay, that's a 39 to hit. Cool. There is a sudden crackle of energy, and you will hear the opposite of a triumphant scream as one of her wings is sheared off. And she is going to spiral down to the ground, landing on the beachhead and crushing several houses with her whipping tail. All of you are able to make it to the beachhead if you'd like. She is within 60 feet of you from where you have landed.
Sweet.
And the bright shape is going to whip out of view. Anybody who wants to can make me a perception roll real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
Okay.
Nah,
19.
that's not very good, but
19.
13.
13.
21.
21?
27.
Okay. So Tia, you will see a bright shape that swirls by you, crackling with lightning. The rest of you will see a strange sight for sure. It's a humanoid creature, dressed in shining, brilliant armor, wielding a sword glowing with electricity and radiant energy, and a pair of broad, bright wings issuing from its back.
We literally just saw Vela, didn't we?
We're in
No.
ASMR.
All right,
Yeah,
now
no.
we're at the top of the initiative again with Tia.
Yeah. I'm approaching. I want
Okay,
to
go
fight
ahead.
this.
And
I want
I'm
to
just
do a fight. So,
Okay, so that's there. The boat's
so
there.
I'm gonna occupy, just be in her space, I guess.
Okay, that sounds good.
And I'm gonna need you to do a DC 15 strength saving throw. You can probably make it, but
Okay, DC 15. I did it absolutely with a 21.
yeah. And then so I think this means you take half damage.
Okay.
If saving throw succeeds, takes half the bludgeoning damage and isn't flung away or knocked flown.
I've got so many dragon noises on my computer that I'm playing in the chat.
This is not giving. I don't think I have to do an attack because I'm literally just occupying your space.
Okay.
I'm just
that
on
sounds,
you.
You're just on me?
There's no thing for saying to hit. I just do this, I think.
Okay, actually, one moment, please, because I realized that I should look down at what this does. So that is basic damage, 2d10 plus 1d8. Okay, so that's 49 points of damage for that one hit to the wing. So that's pretty good.
Ooh. So that's gonna be 7 bludgeoning.
7 bludgeoning. Okay, well
Yeah,
that's going to
'cause you take
drop
half.
me down to that. Oh, this is a fair fight now. All right. So you start pelting her with all of the wind and rain and lightning and are on top of her. Are you doing anything else, or is that your turn?
That is my action. So
just to encompass. Okay. Yeah. Zeno, you are 60 feet from. What do you do?
Is there a shady spot with cover somewhere near me?
It is night, so yes.
Awesome. I'm going to teleport into a shady bit with good amount of cover.
Now, what type of action does that take?
Bonus.
I said bonus? Okay, good.
Yes, it's bonus action.
All right, so you are teleporting closer or further?
Further.
Okay, so you're moving further away?
Yeah.
I mean, you're on the boat right now. That might actually be your best place.
Oh, yeah?
I mean...
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, we guess we aren't floating around anymore.
Yeah, your dock, the boat's going to require some repairs, but...
Sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna get into some cover bits.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a shot.
Go ahead.
Now,
are you going to use Hunter's Mark?
This time, I'm going to use Hunter's Mark on her.
Okay, sounds good.
And of course, Tia's right there, so I can't use any of my area effect ones.
I mean, I have a bunch of resistances.
He has never seen you use this before.
That's true. You don't know that.
Yeah, so it's like I have no clue.
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna risk it, but I mean it's not that much extra damage anyways. Okay,
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm just gonna, just two fire arrows.
Okay, 2 fire arrows. Are you taking the minus and plus?
Ooh.
5, 4.
Yes, yeah,
3.
yeah. Minus 5 plus 10 on these guys with Hunter's Mark. Here we go.
May the odds be forever in your favor because her armor class is very high.
Does a 19 hit?
It does not.
Oh. 2 miss.
Would you like to use your inspiration?
Yeah, I may as well.
Okay.
19 doesn't hit. I hate it when that happens.
I know.
How about a 21?
A 21 hits?
Thank God.
Which one?
Carrion Queen.
I mean, it's a good god.
That's a good god. Okay, so here we go. We are going with... that is going to be a 10... a 22... Oh, wait, no, here we go. Oh, God. All these got mixed up here. Okay. Sorry, just 1 second here. That's going to be
absolutely
10 base, plus 17, plus 1 there, plus 2. That's going to be 30 base and 6 fire. 36 damage total.
Okay, 36 damage. That is going to drop her down to that. Fantastic. So, was that both arrows or just 1 arrow?
That was 1 arrow.
Okay. Are you just shooting 1?
Because I missed with 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I missed both originally and re-rolled 1.
Okay.
And as...
So you've used your bonus action, you've used your main action. Do you have any other actions?
No, I am good.
Okay. Malia, you are up. So a flaming arrow punches into the side of this massive dragon that is being covered by swirling lightning and air.
Yeah.
And a gout of blood is going to issue from the side of its neck where it hits the side of her neck. And you will see that the wing that has been... So one of the wings is partially attached still, you think? It's been completely crippled.
Okay.
Unless she's a spellcaster, she has no way of getting back into the air.
She's not that far from me now, right?
She is not. What do you do? So she's 60 feet from you.
60 feet, okay.
So I'm going to put you here, Zeno.
Shit, I can't quite get within 30 feet, can I?
Not quite, no.
Shit.
You can run up.
5 frickin' feet.
That's true.
Oh, that sucks. Okay. I
mean, you're just rolling with disadvantage.
What?
For your hammer.
Spell.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, it's a 30-foot radius.
Okay.
It's centered on stealth, so.
Okay.
Okay, well, sorry, I have to change what I'm wanting to do.
Okay. All right, so while you are doing that, I'm actually going to use a legendary action. And...
Legendary.
Ooh, I can't actually do that. Well, I guess I can. Probably with disadvantage.
And then I also had a quick question for you as well, Kelly, when you're done.
One moment, please. Tia, what's your armor class?
Currently, it is 17.
Cool, so a 23 hits.
Yes.
You are going to take 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
Is that been halved yet?
It has not been halved yet.
It will be halved.
Okay, so she sees you overhead and raises her mighty tail and slaps you across what would be your face with it.
Yeah, so I'm literally in her space occupying it.
Yep, so
like
she's just spinning around in a circle at this point, slashing at you.
Yeah.
Mike, what is your question?
I was gonna say, to get like an information roll, is that like a bonus action?
It's a bonus action in combat is what I've used before.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to
Okay. Well, if it's a bonus action, can I do a quick roll to figure out what an air elemental might be immune to?
Sure, you can make me an Arcana roll.
19.
19, probably anything involving the plane of storms. So lightning, they'd either be immune or resistant at least. So lightning, any type of wind attacks, potentially sonic.
Do you want me to just read the resistances off?
Sure.
Some of them? Resistances are lightning, thunder, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks.
Oh, okay, but magical.
Specifically magical.
Piercing will.
Yeah.
Magic piercing will, yes.
So actually, was that bludgeoning? Was it a magical attack or was it just a bludgeoning attack?
It's a magical attack is what she's talking about.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the damage that the dragon did to me, was it just bludgeoning or did it specify it counts as magical?
It is bludgeoning.
So just bludgeoning, not bludgeoning magic. Okay, cool. Good. Cool.
According to this at least, yes.
Yeah. That makes sense.
How do I have that much stealth? I'm huge.
Oh, shit.
I guess I will just... Maybe? I guess take disadvantage and fling my hammer at her.
Okay. Are you going to move forward?
Yeah, because I want to be able to do this on my next turn, I guess.
Okay, sounds good.
I have something epic I want to do!
Okay, so go ahead and make me your attack roll with disadvantage.
Okay, well that doesn't hit.
Okay. All right, so rushing forward, you were going to hurl your hammer, but her hide is just too thick, and it's going to kind of skip over her as she raises her arm to claw. It is her turn again, and she sees that Mali is right there, and Zeno is right there, and Tia is right on top of me. So, and I'm assuming that...
Is that a second attack? Sorry, I'm confused about the order of turn right now.
She can attack whenever she reacts to someone else doing something.
Okay, cool.
Oh, no.
She has legendaries.
Yeah.
I need everybody in this line, which is going to be Tia, Malia, and Zeno, to make me a dex save.
Okay. Even though I'm all the way up the side of the boat?
You can make it with advantage.
Okay. It's always worth an ask.
Yep.
Do I make it with advantage because I'm floating in her airspace?
You do not. No.
Okay.
25.
25? All right, so you're only going to take half damage, Zeno?
18.
18?
23.
Okay. All right, so that is a... So Malia failed. However, let me roll the damage real quick. I'm just going to use a dice roller. That's... Okay, so
I've got an even more badass song playing too.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... Okay, so if you failed, that is going to be 71 points of damage. However, Vela has blessed you with resistance to lightning. So if you took half damage, or pardon me, if you took full damage, you actually took 35 points of damage. Tia, you already have resistance, so what?
And I succeeded my save.
And you succeeded your save, so Divine is going to have that again in this approximation. Same with Zeno from your cover.
So it was half of 35?
Half of 35, which is 17.
Yes.
So Mally is going to take 35 points of lightning damage. Actually, do you still have the Ring of Lightning resistance on you?
Oh, I do! I forgot about that.
So, all three of you are going to take 17 points of damage as she breathes a gout of lightning at you.
And we're just like, ha ha ha, can't.
So that resistance didn't stack with my existing resistance to make me, like, invulnerable.
No.
Okay.
No.
That would be broken. Cool,
No,
but
not
broken.
unless you spend for it. Not unless you spend for it.
Okay, cool.
We'll talk about that later. All right, Mars, you're up. What do you do? So you're on the bow of the ship. A layer of lightning just ripped up the side of the ship, dealing a significant amount of damage. Actually, Zeno dodged to the side, but still got hit in the shoulder as the lightning tore the front of the boat in half.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit!
We're gonna owe her a new boat.
All right, so you are about 60 feet from her.
From her?
From her, you using if you wanted to reach, you could use your bow, or you could run up and using your bonus action to dash.
Yeah.
And you could try to sneak attack. Tia's on top of her.
I think that would be my better choice at like making a hit and making an impact.
Why don't we do that? So, do you do that?
Yeah.
All right. So, leaping off the bow of the ship, you hit the hard sand-covered dock and run, dashing as fast as you can, running up next to her, and go ahead and make me that attack roll. Remember, you're just using one of your weapons.
So I'm gonna use the heavy boy.
The heavy boy? Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay, and you still have an inspiration, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I used it.
You did use it,
when I rolled the 1.
That's fair.
How is a 27 to hit?
A 27 to hit is a hit. Go ahead and roll me that with sneak attack.
Oh, I already rolled the damage.
Nice. With sneak attack?
Yeah, with my sneak attack. So 10, 15, 21.
Ooh, that sounds good.
21 and 25.
Okay.
29. And then
29, and that's with your bonus?
Plus 2, so that's 31.
31? Okay.
Yeah, that's the plus 2 from the magic weapon.
All right, so that's 31 points of damage. Congratulations. Rushing up, you're going to see that wounded spot left by that flying person's blade.
Mm-hmm.
And it's as she turns around to breathe lightning, that is only about 5 feet off the ground. Leaping up, you plunge your dagger into the exposed meat and drag, of your coppice, and drag the blade down her flank, dealing an incredible amount of damage as dragon blood erupts and flows over you. And unfortunately, no, I don't have a map of this. We decided to not use Roll20 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, what you can see here is directly in front of you, there is a giant cruise ship-sized boat that is docked on an ancient sand-covered dock that was once desert a few months ago. There is a city about 200 feet ahead of you, as well as a dragon basically on the beachfront and all of the little market stalls that line the beach. And is crashing through these. I am going to use my reaction to you to make a tail attack against you, Mars. That is a 30. I'm pretty sure that hits you. So that is 2d8.
And since I just had my turn, I can't do any sort of reaction to that.
Actually, you still have your reaction. You haven't spent. So you are going to take 21 points of damage, which you can have to 10.
I can do that.
All right. So
nice.
As you stab her in the flank, she roars in pain and brings her tremendous tail down and slaps you out of the way with it.
Mm-hmm. But I'm able to recover.
You're able to recover. Yeah, you roll with it. You hit the ground rolling. Farah is going to rush forward onto the sand and start calling out words of magic. And Nazarul is going to fail her save and is going to burn her legendary resistance to instead succeed. As you see Farah try to use her immolate spell.
That just sounds badass.
It does 8d6 points of damage per round. for a minute. It's a big one, and that's not even including how much extra damage she gets because it's fire.
That's so broken.
And expand. I think it actually goes up by half. It's pretty broken. However, as the flames start to coalesce, Nazarul is going to open her maw and roar, issuing out a scream that just shatters the spell. And with that is going to spend one more action. Malia, you are this little cleric bitch that's directly in front of me. So that is a 17.
Does not hit.
Okay, the
Because I got 20 right now.
She is going to turn, and with her lengthy tail is going to slap it out in front of you, and it just whisks by your nose. Uri is going to shout off the bow of the ship. Actually, is going to turn to Zeno. When he killed the dragon with his bow, we had a flagon and had a row. We should fight, and shit, this isn't working. Listen, dude, I believe in you. Just do it. Zeno, I'm going to give you an inspiration dice. So you have a D8 that you can add to one attack or ability check.
Yes.
Tia, you are up again. It is the beginning of your turn. Go.
Okay, so I am going to do my multi attack to basically just body slam her with air. Is essentially how that works.
All
so right. And I can spend the bardic inspiration after I roll, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So do I have to say before I read it out to see if it hits or not?
Yeah, you know what? We haven't had bards in the game that often.
I don't remember.
It's been a while since the battle.
You tell me what it is, and I think you have to decide before I tell you if it hit.
Okay.
Or not.
That's an unnatural 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that will be a hit.
Okay, and then my other roll here is a 21.
So that will likely also be a hit if the 20 was a hit.
That's sort of what I was thinking.
If you were hoping, right? Okay.
Yeah. So then these are 2d8 plus the thing. There's no save for this. This
Sounds
just
good.
do the thing.
I love just taking damage.
Yeah. So I'm redoing 4d8 plus that thing. Well, one of those I rolled on 2 of these dice. One of them is a max, one of them is a min. So that's okay. So 7, 8, so 16 damage.
Okay.
Plus 10, so 26. Bludgeoning, and all of my and all of my attacks do count as magical as per my druid.
All right. So. Is this just basically this whirlwind shaped vaguely like a humanoid creature is going to lash up and just start slamming its fists
basically
down
it's
onto
gonna
her
look
spine,
badass.
smashing this dragon into the ground?
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to spend my other 5th level spell slot, or no, I'm going to use this 4th level spell slot to heal 4d8 points of damage.
All right, so go ahead and do that.
And that's going to be 16 plus...
What a badass!
That's pretty badass.
Okay, and I heal back up to full. That 17 never happens.
Sounds good. Zeno, you're up.
What do you think?
Okay, Malia, did you share air elemental resistances with everybody? Did you yell it out?
Vela basically did it to all of us, I think.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they?
So
No, he's asking whether or not you told him what Tia is resistant to.
like, would you have shouted that up?
I don't know that it would have occurred to her. I think she was just trying to quickly think of what spell she could cast that wouldn't hurt Tia.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna just keep on going with the knowledge that I don't know what's gonna hurt Tia. Okay.
Would he be able to use like a nature or an arcana roll to figure that out?
He could use an arcana roll as his bonus action, yes.
I'm actually gonna use a bonus action to I wish there was a thing like Dragon Hunter Family Inspiration so I could also get that, but
I mean, you have enough cool shit.
I have enough cool shit. So yeah, I'm gonna do an Arcana check for Air Elemental.
Okay.
That's a nat 20.
Nat 20. So yeah, you'll know You'll know that she has resistance to most physical forms of damage. In fact, all physical forms of damage, as well as lightning and thunder. Yeah.
Okay.
And air, if that ever becomes a thing.
Okay, so just so I know exactly what I'm dealing with here, if I am using like a thunderclap arrow where it's all within 10 feet that fail a dex save, get like 2d8, so that would be half that, right? For that resistance?
If it's thunder, yes, it would be halved. And
Okay.
I just basically like, if I'm kind of picturing like every time she takes damage, she kind of shrinks a little bit and like slows down, and then she just like basically.
Except now a bunch of wind just coalesced and pumped you back up again like a bike tire.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
You're getting pumped.
She did okay.
okay, so she seems okay. So I'm gonna use. I'm gonna make 2 shooty shoots -5 +10.
Okay.
These have Hunter's Mark attached to them, and I'm gonna use thunderclap arrows on this.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Are you doing -5 +10?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you said that? Okay, good.
Okay, here we go. Let's hope these are good.
And you said dex save?
Yes, that's a 15 DC dex save.
Oh, okay.
I choose to succeed.
Oh. Okay. Oh, legendaries.
I can. Yeah, I know. They're. That's why these fights are good.
Okay, and I'm going to use a bardic inspiration on one of these.
Okay. So you just roll it and add it to the total.
Okay,
I'm
so we
and
have.
my bardic inspiration to try and bump up mine.
All right. So we have a 21 and a 22 to hit.
Those are both hits.
Fantastic.
15.
Let me roll some damage.
And she is definitely bloodied, by the way. I didn't mention that before, but she's been bloodied for about a round and a half now.
Okay, so we are looking at 58 plus my dragon proficiency, so 60, 62, and she takes half of the thunderclap, right? Because she passed.
Okay. And how much is the thunderclap?
So the thunderclap is going to be.
Are thunderclaps half on a? I thought it worked or it didn't.
They're half. I'm pretty sure. Let me just look it up really quick. I'm pretty sure they're half. 5e.
Well, I mean, just give me the damage regardless.
6, 7. So 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah, not like it's very much, anyways.
Okay.
So thunderclap damage was 3. So I think between my save and having it, I think I am fine.
Okay.
Maybe.
So yeah, that was gonna be 62, 63, 64, 65 damage total.
65 damage total.
Okay. So sorry, did the thunderclap damage, if you succeed at the save, is it halved or is it none?
It is half.
Okay.
It's halved, okay.
And you're keeping track of how many of those you have left, right?
Yes, I am. I have a handy little sheet.
How many do you
So
have
it
left?
I have 6.
Okay.
So it was 3 thunderclap damage, which I then halved twice to basically take 1 point of damage, I think.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, so 2 arrows fly across, slamming in, and as thunder explodes across her.
Oh, but that didn't kill her?
No, it did not kill her.
Oh, I'm so upset.
She is going to roar in pain, and is going to hold her action, and is going to rear back.
Oh no.
Yield! I yield! I yield! Spare me! Mars, it's your turn.
After she says that?
Mm-hmm.
You hear Zeno shout from the top, "Dragons in their self-preservation!"
I mean, I would remind you all what you learned last episode about dragon death.
That they never actually die.
Oh no, they die.
No, they die. They
They-
just can never come back, essentially.
They get permadeath.
They eternally rot inside of a corpse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally a fate worse than death is the inability to live. But Mars, it's your turn. What do you do? She's right on top of you. And that wound, you could end this in one stroke. All of the death and all of the carnage around her. Look at what she's done. The threat that she poses, is it worth it? Is mercy worth it? Or is it the right thing to give a downed enemy the chance to survive?
You know, it's tough because, like, I'm so split between, like, me as a person and Mars.
Go with Mars.
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 I can tell you Malia is already kind of lowering her hammer because lawful good.
If you look up at Xeno, he is not lowering his bow.
And
Tia is a cloud, so
you can't really get much from that except it's angry.
it crosses its arms.
Where is Tia at this point?
All around you.
Basically, I'm a huge, large elemental, so I'm basically taking like a 10 by 10 area space. So I'm just kind of like on the dragon, just going like. Dunk.
So would you also count as...
I count as flanking, basically.
Yeah, basically.
I'm keeping her occupied.
Now,
is it possible for me to like speak to it, but also ready in action?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So my readied action is if she suddenly turns and is going to like attack, then I'm going to, of course, do my sneak attack with Tia flanking her. But otherwise, yeah, I just want to use an intimidation to yell at her. Give me one good reason why you should live.
Make me that roll with advantage.
Nice. Yell at her.
And that would be intimidation, right?
Yes, it is.
23.
23!
Nice.
Okay. You're going to yell that at her, and she is going to look around, tensed. You can definitely see that she's tensing in case one of you tries to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that reminds me, 1 second. Okay, that did not recharge. Okay. Blood is bubbling between her giant fangs, longer than any sword that you've ever seen. You travel with one of my kind.
That we do. Would you like to talk?
I said I yield. Okay. Do you attack or do you just wait?
I just wait.
Okay.
So that will be a reaction though if she does
Sounds
something
good.
turn on us. Sorry, did something else happen? Oh, okay, there we go.
Oh, well, I'm just wondering because are we still in combat rounds at this
We'll
point?
find out in 1 sec.
Okay, because
Farah,
yeah, because if I can do non-lethal damage on my next attack, she's gonna just try and knock her out.
Farah is going.
Maybe.
Let me just make sure I can do this real quick.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because like it's not necessarily that Mars doesn't want to like kill her, but it's more if she can like bend something to work for her in like a benefit of some sort, that's what she's going to do.
Farah is going to try to cast a spell. And I'm going to use my legendary resistance to ignore it.
Okay.
Surrender and no harm will come to you, you big blue bitch. So that's her round. That's okay. Well, I burned through that. Tia, you're up. What do you do?
So Tia's hatred of enemies is blinded in reasoning,
Okay.
and might in life as in war, the stronger force wins. She's not thinking about the whole things they learned last time.
Okay.
So
Are you dealing damage or non-lethal?
So she's gonna attack. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should be like flipping a coin to see if I do non-lethal or not.
That sounds like the best way to do it.
I think it should. 1 second, please. Tia, this might influence your decision. So as you attack, she is going to turn and lash up with her held action, which is going to be a bite. As you're hitting her, she's going to bite you in your cloudy midsection for 18 points of damage, turns to 9.
Yeah, it's -9. But then again, self-defense. Ugh.
I know, right? It's sketch.
Still want to flip a coin. Do I have a coin key? I'm just going to roll up
roll
percentiles.
Roll to see if you hit.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to spend my advantage spend inspiration on this.
Okay.
Okay. So that's a 21.
That's a hit.
And a 19.
Is a miss.
So 1 hit. And it's going to be 8 plus 13 plus 18 points of bludgeoning.
18 points of bludgeoning, and
it's gonna be lethal.
It's gonna be lethal?
Yep.
All right. So with a roar of air, you are going to bring your fists down and are going to... Everyone in this area is going to hear a tremendous noise as your fists snap her neck as she bites into your frame. You are going to see this dragon rear back as it lets go of you and collapse to the ground, its head, her head bouncing off of the sandy stonework beneath. It distantly, you will hear the sound of Zeno's bow drawing tighter just in case, of Malia preparing a spell just in case, and a sound that you probably will never forget. A Farah screaming no. Long and protracted over the thunder and clouds. What do you all do? The dragon has collapsed to the ground. It breathes once, twice, and then is still unless anyone tries to do anything this round.
Spare the dying?
Oh my god, no.
You can, yes.
It was she's lawful good. That was a surrendered opponent.
And I rolled to...
Probably lying.
Yep. I was doing 50. I rolled percentiles. If it was above 50%, it was going to be lethal. I rolled 54.
I mean, that's valid.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you are going to do that.
So that's a touch. So she's going to dash over and skid to a stop. I mean, if she turns out to be lying and attacks again, we can just kill her.
Okay.
But she surrendered and only attacked when somebody else tried to attack her.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Spare the dying, just prevent goes to 0.
Goes to 0? Okay.
Yeah.
So she will suddenly gasp deep in her throat.
To basically become stable.
And will be unconscious on the shore.
Mm-hmm. And Tia's gonna start like floating back and away and like kind of just like, I don't know how much expression you can get from a whirlwind of air, but basically just kind of like floating, hovering, waiting.
Farah is going to run up next to the body. What is everyone else doing?
Zeno is going to
walk
run up.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to run up too, Zeno?
Yeah, Zeno's going to run up and basically keep an arrow point at that dragon because he doesn't trust this one at all.
No.
There.
Her breathing is steady, but shallow. Every breath rolls across you. Malia, what do you do?
I guess, I don't know, is there any like history, insight, anything like that to like, how would you ensure a dragon sticks to its word sort of thing?
Generally, it's difficult. You can make me a roll. Make me an insight roll.
Sure. 23.
I mean, the fact that you guys kicked her ass this significantly is a good thing. They're also magical oaths. But honestly, without the ability to enforce a magical oath, you think that it's any typical prisoner of war tactic will probably work. Tia, you're just on the edge of the beach, kind of floating around away from people. One good way would probably be to make her willingly allow herself to be polymorphed. Which Farah can do. If Farah just tried to do it. But
basically talk to Farah of like, okay, well, how can we make this actually like stick? Because we can't leave if she's going to turn around and break her word and destroy the town in revenge or something.
We'll figure something out.
She surrendered, and it's only fair to honor a surrender. But I'm not going to be stupid.
Yeah.
Also, that kind of...
It's only fair.
Freaky reanimation thing is scary. And kind of sucky, and not fair.
As you're saying that, you see the Farah looking back at where Tia is backing away. And there is a certain hardness in her eyes that you don't think you've seen before. Suddenly, overhead, a bright light begins to glow.
No more storm.
And that person, the winged shape from the Temple of Vela, descends, dressed in radiant plate mail, and held aloft by tremendous white and red speckled wings. It lands, sheathing its glowing sword, looking around, a helm glowing with radiance atop its brow. It slides the helm off, revealing cascading silver hair, and a pair of eyes, just like Malleus, one golden, one blue. The figure puts his hand on the side of the dragon. I see. Most interesting, he says in a deep, self-assured voice, and turns back to you. Well, man, I'm Viceland, and you must be nothing ventured. I think we have a lot to talk about, he says. And as he does, the swirling vortex of the battlefield pulls up. People begin to emerge from their homes, and as we pan up, 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 into the roiling clouds that are beginning to part around the city, we're going to call game there, and the end of the season.
Oh!
All right, so that's the end of season 2 of Generic Fantasy Setting. We did it, guys.
Nice.
Hey, Amy, if you hadn't done lethal damage that round, Xeno's action was going to be to put it down.
6 seasons in a movie.
6 seasons in, oh god, we'll be like 50 by the time the season's done.
Yeah.
But like, she would have been like unconscious and not responsive. But no, I rolled honestly. I looked at it and I said above 50%.
I think that's totally fine. Did you guys have a good session with that?
Yes.
That was really good.
I kept hinting at it to Christine. I'm like, when you guys fought the Sphinx, and I'm like, that's not even the biggest fight of the season.
Which also, by the way, like you kept hinting and talking about the level 10 bonuses and being like, I don't really know if you're gonna like yours. Yeah, it's useful, but I'm like, the fuck's wrong with you? It's great. It
is great. Tia, yours is coming.
That's okay. I can wait. I'm good to wait.
The best part about it doesn't even take my freaking action.
It doesn't. It takes a reaction. Yeah.
I don't have to waste my attack action. I can still attack and heal my friends.
Yep. At least keep them alive, right?
So you basically just got my half orc relentless endurance, except for applied to others.
Yep.
That's great.
So
speaking
honestly,
of, don't waste it on me if it happens the first time, because I can do that immediately if I'm not killed outright.
Yeah. So I've got some other ideas of what to do with you, Tia. I've actually you're giving me the most trouble out of anybody.
Okay.
Well, it's because I was going to do some stuff with your wild shapes, but that's really useless. Because I did a bunch of research and it's useless. So finding something that kind of fits your theme is more difficult than giving, say, Winter the ability to, you know, steal things, or Xeno the ability to move through shadows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the things that I'm thinking that would be useful for me, if you want my thoughts on it, are like, so wild shape, I only ever get 2 wild shapes. I have a short rest between them to recharge them, but I only ever get 2. So if I use a wild shape for a beast form, I then cannot use an elemental form because that takes 2 charges until... But I'm also just got the elemental thing, so I'm still learning how it works.
My big question is, do you want something offensive or utility? Because it seems like everybody else's is utility.
I would...
But honestly, after what you just did, I kind of feel like offense is justifiable now.
Yeah, maybe.
So...
Because like with the air elemental, that was pretty badass, but it's got like I have different options I can use too. Like,
yeah, we'll figure it. I'll figure it out before next session, because you'll be getting it in the next session or 2.
Again, like I said, no rush.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. So thank you guys for tuning in to Generic Fantasy Settings Season 2. We're going into Season 3, and I have to say that if you haven't gotten a hint from just some of the overtones in this game, Season 3 is definitely one of the darker seasons. So I hope you come around. It's also got some of the fun stuff in it that I've been wanting to do for a while since we've been on plot. I am really looking forward to Season 3, and have been gushing about it for almost 6 months now to Christine. And like, you know, like weeping about it in my car and stuff. So it's gonna be good. I hope you stick around for it, because it's gonna be epic in ways that O'Connon and Dogrun were not even close to. So it's going to be fantastic. For the rest of you guys, did you guys enjoy this session? Did you guys have fun playing, the 4 of you?
It was really cool. It was really awesome.
It was good, and I think we ended on such a strong note for that. Like, it's really good.
But yeah, like Xeno was straight up gonna put
absolutely.
it down. If Tia hadn't, he was going to.
But like I very much feel like that made sense. Like she was attacking probably with the intent to just knock out, and then she snaps at her, and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Yep.
How this goes down is suddenly not up to me anymore.
Yeah.
Yep. And what were you gonna say, Christine?
It was so exciting to have like my first use of divine intervention work.
Oh my god!
Awesome.
Well, that changed the fight so much.
Shit, it worked.
That was so awesome.
I rolled 9 points from, or 8 or 9 points from max damage on you guys with that lightning strike. 10d12, and I rolled like 108, 110, something like that.
Yeah, and I actually just looked at this. Like, I actually almost was fine without that heal to fall.
I mean, it helped. The resistance, the additional resistance is pretty nice.
Yeah.
And normally, I don't believe that resistance stacks in that manner.
No, I don't think it does. I just thought it would have been ridiculous.
Gods.
God damn, it would have been great.
Yeah, if you rolled divine intervention, it'll never happen again.
So at that point, if she hadn't surrendered, my very next thing was going to be a destructive wave.
Mm-hmm.
Just bring my hammer down to the ground and destructive wave, because I can pick who it hits.
Nice.
And even if you succeed the save, you still take half.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 5d6 fire, 5d6 radiant damage.
That's pretty nice.
So I was like,
man.
I'll still do a decent chunk of damage regardless of whether they save. So
yeah, and you guys finally have Viceland on the team. You've met the entire old cast if you count Pit Marin.
What I wanted to do was, because so you were saying last game, Kelly, that with everything that happened with Xeno, that he's moving into like the more more chaotic, more evil type.
You're definitely the more neutral realm, yeah.
The more neutral from being good. So he was gonna he wanted to put the dragon down, and then obviously Pharaoh was gonna be like, oh my god, no, why? He's just gonna be like, better her than you.
Except now we've thrown a wrench in it, because now Tia's the one who's got the conflict.
Yeah. Now Now Tia's the one who Farrah's
Tia
mad
feels
at.
really bad about that.
And you should. I think that's going to lead to a lot of drama.
Yeah.
Less bad
but-
about the what actually happened, except that it wasn't what she meant to have happen. Way more upset that Farrah's upset.
But yeah, like Xeno is straight up just gonna be like, better her than you.
I mean, this is my
See, and
neutral
I
good.
don't want to react to this because right now in the stream anyway, because I know how Farrah would react, and I don't want to waste that before season 3.
Yeah.
I think that everybody's had a really good development as their character over these seasons. I think that you all are getting darker or brighter or more chaotic or more good, depending on which direction you're going.
Well,
and
I find it's very funny, like the whole there's been a few times now where you've done the I surrender thing, and Mally's just like, for fuck's sake, I can't hate you now, god damn it.
And the thing is that surrender is what a logical creature would do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why the hell, if I knew I was going to die, like, I underestimated an opponent who worships a good deity? Yeah, I am going to obviously surrender and try to save my life.
I also figured Angel Dude would maybe have, like, some way of polymorphing or forcing her to accept a guess or something like that.
No, he's a paladin.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's a sparkling avatar of Vela, it looks like.
You know that Viceland, by the way, you guys know that I hinted Viceland was going to show up for 20 episodes now, right?
I mean, given that we've encountered all of the old team.
And I point blank said
Marin.
that he was meditating at the Temple of Vela
Yeah.
on a pilgrimage.
Yeah. I forgot that point because it's been a while and
I know, right?
we didn't focus too much on it. But
well, if people are watching these episodes back to back, then it's pretty obvious.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. So Kel, thank you for resubscribing. Michael, thank you for resubscribing. It's great seeing you both in there. I'm really excited for season 3. We are taking a 1-week break to prep ourselves for season 3, so we won't be here next Wednesday, but we will be here with season 3, the episode after that. And I guarantee season 3 is going to be a pretty hefty balance between anthology episodes and lore episodes.
Yeah. So I just had another thought too, but why this actually makes a lot of sense. Is it so Tia was so honorable combat of if someone surrenders, that sort of combat. But at the same time, she is very much leaning the whole thing with being a druid and learning to be more leaning into the soft is if you are fighting and you do animals.
Dragons aren't animals.
I know, but that sort of mentality of that sort of chaotic wild
yeah, Soph is definitely a mad goddess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's that weird mix of I don't know. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how that
curious what blessing she gives you. Meh. So the lore is going to be good, but I also think that you guys need some more downtime episodes. We need some more time just to do weird quests, and thankfully, as you will see in season 3, there's going to be a lot of time for you to go and explore the world and build secret lore up.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if there's anything that you guys are curious about, please let me know. Don't forget that the Generic Fantasy Setting Wiki is also available on the Dork Tales Wiki. You can find it pretty easily. Just Google Generic Fantasy Setting 17735. It'll pull up. Feel free to add some things if you're interested.
Okay.
Yeah. And also,
you guys have been supposed to add stuff for weeks. Months, years.
Some stuff.
Yeah, you're fine. You're the number 2 contributor, Amy. You're almost number 1. So from all of us, I think thank you guys for joining us on this journey. The 4 of you, thank you for sticking around for what is almost 2.5 years of Dungeons and Dragons.
That's insane.
Wow, really?
I believe so. We started 2 years. So we started in summer of 2018.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've been doing D&D for as long as my rabbit has been alive.
Nice.
Oh.
And this is episode 35 of season 2. So this is episode 58 total.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we doing something special on episode 69?
Nice.
It's going to be nice.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice. That's the episode where, we just switch positions. I don't run the game. That game, all 4 of you run the game.
Oh, no.
And we do 420 points of damage.
420 points of damage. Nice.
No, that's season 4, episode 20.
God, I hope we don't have 420 episodes.
Season 4, episode 20, because I didn't want to think about that.
That's just too. That's too.
Too much.
So I guess that'd be 80. So 420s.
Yeah.
All right. So from all of us, thank you so much for tuning in to Generic Fantasy Setting and for Dork Tales. We will see you in 2 weeks with season 3. Thanks,
Bye,
everybody. And of course, nothing ventured.
Nothing gained.
Bye, guys.